After the divorce, my ex-wife wants to enter the entertainment industry. The shower behind her was still making a dripping sound, and Liu Qingyu, who was soaked all over, stood in front of the mirror. Through the hazy mist, Liu Qingyu's eyes became more and more melancholy. It's been 3 days. It's been 3 days since she traveled to this strange world. In her previous life, she had a dream of becoming a star and plunged into the entertainment industry, music, movies, and TV series. From the third and fourth female roles to the second female role more than 10 years later, she had already been scarred along the way. From the initial innocence and ignorance to the later calmness and calmness, she had seen too much darkness in the entertainment industry, and the only thing that remained unchanged was the heart that longed for success. Finally, she waited for the opportunity to become the heroine. When she was taken to the investor's box by the director, she was very happy and calm. She only remembered that she drank a lot of wine and tried desperately to numb herself, and then she died. Liu Qingyu smiled bitterly and shook her head. It was enough. Goodbye, the former Liu Qingyu. Goodbye, the world of the previous life. In 3 days, Liu Qingyu has begun to accept reality. After all, life has to go on. People can't live in the past forever and let everything in the past life drift away with the fog. This body is also called Liu Qingyu. She grew up in an orphanage in Modu. She just graduated from college for a year and works as a teacher in a training center, teaching vocal music and piano, and occasionally playing the guzheng. In life, Liu Qingyu has a husband, a celebrity husband, and a celebrity husband who forced her to divorce. A phone rang, and Liu Qingyu picked up the phone on the sink with her hand. While answering the call, she wiped the mirror in front of her with her hand. Hello, old husband. After all, it was not the original version, and Liu Qingyu's tone still seemed a little lacking in confidence. Liu Qingyu, I must divorce. It's no good for anyone for us to be together like this. It's useless to say anything this time. I'm serious. Jiyu Shashan's firm voice came from the other end of the phone. Okay, I'll wait for you. Call me when you come back. Liu Qingyu looked at herself in the mirror and smiled bitterly. What? Jiyu Shashan seemed to be surprised that Liu Qingyu agreed so straightforwardly this time, and was stunned for a moment. Then wait for me, I'll go to the crew to ask for leave. It's agreed, you can't regret it. After hanging up the phone, Liu Qingyu looked at herself in the mirror and fell into deep thought. The caller was their husband of this body, Jiyu Shashan. An actor who has quickly become popular in the past year. The top of the second tier, only one step away from the first tier. 2 years ago, the original body, who was still a senior, was interning in a media company. At that time, she was full of ambition and looked forward to a better life after graduation. From Liu Qingyu's perspective now, her fate with Jiyu Shashan is completely a bad fate. 2 years ago, Jiyu Shashan had just entered the entertainment industry and was still fighting for a third or fourth supporting role. He had no fame at all. That time, Jiyu Shashan went to the building where their company was located to do business, and they met in the elevator. A young girl who had just entered the society, when had she ever been in such close contact with such a handsome guy? With just one glance, she fell into the abyss of love and could not extricate herself. So, the original owner began to pursue her love unrestrainedly. After a humble pursuit for more than half a year, most of the time, Liu Qingyu was talking to herself, and Jiyu Shashan rarely replied to messages. When Liu Qingyu couldn't hold on and was about to give up, she suddenly received a call from Jiyu Shashan. Let's get married. The original owner was as happy as a child at that time. Liu Qingyu looked at the nearly perfect body in the mirror, raised her hand to look at the scar on her wrist that was completely invisible, and said to herself, what a poor silly child. Poor child, who would cut such a deep wound on his wrist if it wasn't really painful. Their married life was completely different from what she had thought before, especially after half a year, divorce became the only topic between them. Perhaps he really wanted the original owner to give up, and 3 days ago, Jiyu Shashan finally told the original owner the truth. It turned out that 2 years ago, Jiyu Shashan's childhood sweetheart, following the family's arrangement, married the second young master of another family. Perhaps because of excessive sadness, psychological imbalance, or simply wanting to take revenge on that woman, he impulsively went to the original owner. In fact, Liu Qingyu is very beautiful, with a beautiful appearance, not inferior to the so-called queen. But as Jiyu Shashan became more and more famous, he met more so-called big shots, and felt that Liu Qingyu, who lived an ordinary life, was less worthy of him. From then on, Jiyu Shaoshang regretted his original impulse, and his desire to divorce became stronger and stronger. The original owner also looked strong on the outside, but after hearing the truth, she found it difficult to accept and actually chose to do something stupid. When Liu Qingyu traveled from the earth, the original owner was lying in a scarlet bathtub, and her body was already cold. However, as Liu Qingyu traveled over, her body temperature miraculously recovered, and the wound on her hand gradually disappeared. With a sigh, Liu Qingyu slowly put on the water on her body, put on a bathrobe and walked out of the bathroom. Having inherited the body of the original owner and received the memories of the original owner for more than 20 years, Liu Qingyu couldn't tell which one was the real self. It was as if she was sure that she had no feelings for Jiyu Shaoshang at all, but whenever she thought of him, she would always feel uncomfortable. Coming to the bedroom, she sat in front of the dressing table, wiping the water off her hair while looking at the face in the mirror that was more beautiful than her previous life. Liu Qingyu, you have to live for two people now, you can't be like before. After drying her hair, Liu Qingyu got up and took off the bathrobe that was wet by her hair, and got into bed naked, turning on her phone and browsing casually. According to insiders, in the hit drama of the year, The President Falls in Love with the Cleaning Girl, the male protagonist Jiyu Shaoshang and the female protagonist Zhang Maimai are suspected of falling in love with each other because of the play, and the fake play becomes real. Liu Qingyu watched for a while and really felt that it was boring. The film and television entertainment industry in this world is extremely deformed. It has a highly developed communication platform, but the content is very backward. Just like this CEO falls in love with the cleaning girl, the ninth-rate screenwriters on earth would not dare to write such a brainless Mary Sue bloody love drama. The plot is cliched, the lines are disgusting, and the whole drama is full of embarrassment. Putting aside the prejudice against the male protagonist, the female protagonist's performance is stiff, and her acting skills are nowhere to be found. As a result, such a drama is actually a high-quality hit in this world and is regarded as a classic of a generation. After turning off the phone, Liu Qingyu turned over, and her body was still not used to this bed. This apartment was just rented by Liu Qingyu yesterday. There were few traces of Jiyu Shaoshang's life in the previous house. Even if he came back after filming, he would rather stay in a hotel. So she didn't want to live there anymore. After all, others had avoided her like a snake and scorpion, and she couldn't live in someone else's house with a flattering face. She wiped her face with her hand and cleared her mind. A new house, a new beginning. After all, she still had to go to work tomorrow. Chapter 2, There's a first time for everything. A beam of morning sunlight slipped through the crack in the curtains, casting a warm glow on Liu Qingyu's pale, delicate shoulder. Liu Qingyu slowly opened her eyes, feeling a bit dazed. For a moment, she couldn't remember whether she had any appointments for the day. She lay there for a while, then sat up in bed. Was she still reminiscing about her past life? A new life should begin with a fresh start. How could she face the future if she kept clinging to the past? She got up, made herself a bowl of instant noodles, and went to the mirror to tidy herself up. Her previous life had been mundane, and she had sealed her near-perfect looks with an outdated hairstyle. If it weren't for her solid foundation, Mr. Jiyu wouldn't have chosen her back then. After all, if she were too ordinary, no matter how humble her love, she would never have qualified to be chosen by him. After breakfast, Liu Qingyu took a car to school. It was an art training school mainly for students preparing for art exams. As one of the top-tier cities in China, Magic City Shanghai had many prestigious art universities, which made the market for pre-exam training highly competitive. The training school where Liu Qingyu worked offered classes in various fields like vocal music, fine arts, drama, dance, music, directing, cinematography, and dramatic literature. Each category was further divided into specialized courses. Liu Qingyu primarily taught vocal music exams, with a secondary focus on piano exams. Most of the teachers here were retired professors from universities, and for someone like Liu Qingyu, who had just graduated, the standards were even stricter. Apart from having solid professional skills, appearance and demeanor were also important criteria. After all, even though the students were the ones attending classes, it was the parents who paid for them. In an art school, a teacher who resembled a star would make parents trust the institution's teaching quality more. She arrived on the third floor. Because of the original owner's pleasant personality, most of the senior teachers liked this young woman. Qingyu's here. Come help me check this computer. How do I block this person? Seeing him just annoys me. When Liu Qingyu walked into the office, An older man with graying hair but full of vitality waved at her. Liu Qingyu had come quite early today. She thought she would be the first to arrive, but Professor Tan had already been in the office. Professor Tan was a retired professor from the Magic City Drama Academy. He worked part-time at the training school and usually had a refined and scholarly demeanor. He only became slightly impatient when dealing with computers. "Sure, Professor Tan." Liu Qingyu put her bag on her desk and quickly went to Professor Tan's computer. It turned out that Professor Tan had been trying to post on Weibo, and several scholars from their circle were discussing his new work. One of them, an old rival, had left harsh comments that angered Professor Tan, prompting him to block him. "Good morning, Professor Tan. Qingyu, you're here so early today." Just as Liu Qingyu was helping Professor Tan with her computer, a cute girl with glasses walked into the office and greeted her. The girl was Chen Mengting, Liu Qingyu's best friend. A local from Magic City, Chen came from a family of artists and graduated from the Magic City Academy of Fine Arts. However, instead of pursuing oil painting, she gave up the opportunity to stay at school to chase her dream of becoming a manga artist. She, like Liu Qingyu, had joined the training school around the same time. "I said, why didn't you reply when I asked you out shopping the other day? Have you found someone else?" Once Liu Qingyu returned to her seat, Chen Mengting quietly appeared behind her and teased in a soft, mock-pouting tone. "I was too tired the other day and fell asleep." Liu Qingyu shook her head, thinking to herself that she had just crossed over into this life and was still dizzy from the memories of two lives. She had no energy for shopping. Upon hearing this, Chen Mengting raised an eyebrow and teased, "I get it now. Is it because your old master is back?" The old master Chen Mengting referred to was, of course, Jiyu Shaoshang. Chen Mengting was one of the few people who knew Liu Qingyu had married Jiyu Shaoshang. She had witnessed their interactions twice, where Liu Qingyu had behaved in such a humble way, treating Jiyu Shaoshang like a feudal lord. It was from that moment that Chen Mengting swore that, in the future, when looking for a partner, she would prioritize kindness and gentleness, not just looks. If anyone else had made such a remark, Liu Qingyu would have been upset. However, since Chen Mengting was one of her few close friends, she had long gotten used to it. "No, he is still filming. He didn't come home last week," Liu Qingyu said flatly. "Oh. Actually, Chen Mengting knew that Jiyu Shaoshang hadn't been home for quite a while. It had been over a year since he last came home regularly. That was why she had invited Liu Qingyu to go shopping that weekend. He'll come back soon," but Liu Qingyu silently added the word divorce in her heart. As for the divorce, Liu Qingyu planned to tell Chen Mengting about it later. For now, her life was no different whether she was married or divorced. Sometimes, when she thought about it, her situation felt really pitiful. In her past life, she had forced herself to smile and paid the price for fame, only to be reborn just as she was about to receive the rewards. She could accept being reborn, but others seemed to be reborn in stories where they were loved and cherished, living in sweetness. As for her, after crossing over, she got a handsome husband, but he was the type who was just waiting to sign the divorce papers. It had to be said that rebirth was a complicated thing, and the difference between people could sometimes be greater than that between people and stones. Stretching her back, Liu Qingyu checked the time. "I'll go teach now. I have a vocal music class this morning." She arrived at the classroom. It was small, with only around 20 seats. The classroom was already full of students, mostly high school students preparing for art exams. Looking at these young people chasing their dreams, Liu Qingyu couldn't help but think of her past life. They were just as full of youth and dreams, eager for success, but the road to their dreams was often paved with thorns, and one could easily get hurt along their way. But people couldn't live without dreams. They were the driving force that pushed a person forward, the only light in the boundless darkness, and the last redemption in the heart once all the superficiality faded away. Perhaps it was the student's pursuit of dreams that resonated with Liu Qingyu. After being emotionally moved, she became particularly invested in this lesson, and the students listened with rapt attention. Chapter 3, Go Get the Divorce This Afternoon. After class, Liu Qingyu had just returned to her office when her phone in her bag vibrated. It was a call from Jiyu Shaoshang. "I'm back, where are you?" Liu Qingyu could even sense a hint of anticipation and relief in Jiyu Shaoshang's tone, with a slight urgency. He really couldn't wait. He had been filming in Deep City yesterday, and today he was already back in Magic City, all for the divorce. Liu Qingyu felt a little irritated by his eagerness. Who wouldn't he feel annoyed being chased into a divorce? I'm at school. I don't have any classes this afternoon, so let us go in the afternoon, Liu Qingyu replied without hesitation. It was time to end things, no need to drag it out. All right, I'll come pick you up. Let us have lunch together. There are some things I need to talk to you about, Jiyu Shaoshang said. After hanging up, Liu Qingyu thought of her students from class earlier. She could almost see the version of herself from her past life in them. But they were luckier, at least in this world, whether in music or film, distribution was far more convenient. Unlike in her past life, where the mere entry barriers could stop most people. In this world, if you wrote a song, you could simply upload the lyrics and melody to a broadcasting music website, and it would automatically recognize and register the copyright. Afterward, the song could be released on other music platforms for people to pay and download. As for the so-called music production companies, they mostly provided services like production and promotion. Films were the same. From application and approval to the final review, everything could be completed online. In the end, all you had to do was send the certified final product to the cinema distribution channels. If you lacked confidence in your film, you could even try it out on online cinema platforms first. All this convenience undoubtedly provided these young students with much broader prospects for development. With that thought in mind, Liu Qingyu decided to upload and register the song 10 years that she had just sung, as the lyrics and melody were already ready, and writing them wasn't much of a problem for her. Everything went smoothly, and before long, an original song appeared on her personal profile. She then opened one of the most popular music platforms, registered, and was about to design her homepage when a soft voice suddenly interrupted her. What are you doing? Slacking off during working hours without inviting me? Liu Qingyu looked up to find Chen Mengting, her glasses-wearing best friend, standing behind her with a curious look, eyeing her computer screen. Original song? I didn't know you could write songs, Xiao Yu. Are you planning to debut? It was just a spur-of-the-moment thing, I wrote it casually. What? I graduated from a proper music academy. What's wrong with writing a song? You jealous of my talent, Xiao Mengmeng? Liu Qingyu teased as she shifted into a more familiar, affectionate tone. Let me hear it. I want to test out what a big talent like Liu Qingyu can come up with. Chen Mengting couldn't wait to be the first to listen. You'll be disappointed. The song hasn't been recorded yet. It's just the lyrics and melody right now. You'll have to wait until I record and upload it, Liu Qingyu said. Xiao Yu, when are you planning to record it? I want to hear the live version, Chen Mengting asked eagerly, turning into a little fan. Maybe in a few days. I'll contact the media company where I interned. They have a professional recording studio. I'll rent a room there for a day, and that should be enough. The accompaniment will be tricky, though I can handle everything else myself, but there are several string instruments I haven't learned, and I'm not sure if they have musicians for that. Liu Qingyu felt a bit troubled. The arrangement was ready, but getting the right band together was another issue. Just then, her phone rang again. It was Jiyu Shaoshang. He had arrived at the school. After saying goodbye to Chen Mengting, Liu Qingyu hurried downstairs and saw that Jiyu Shaoshang's chauffeur-driven car was already parked by the roadside. The car was provided by his company, specifically for his use while in Magic City. She walked outside, and the blazing sun above made her squint. A gust of refreshing wind followed, and she couldn't help but squint her eyes, reaching up to adjust her hair that had been tousled by the breeze. She then reached into her bag to make sure she had her household registration, marriage certificate, and other documents, and walked toward the car. As she reached the car, the door opened from the inside. Liu Qingyu immediately spotted Jiyu Shaoshang sitting inside. As a star who had rapidly risen to fame in the past year, hard work was, of course, essential. But it couldn't be denied that his handsome looks also contributed a lot to his success. With strong, bold lines to his face, the sharpness of his jaw and nose, and his slightly furrowed brows, he looked even more striking, reminiscent of a character from her past life's entertainment industry, with about 7 points resemblance to an actor she knew. But now, he exuded an aura of aloofness. This was the first time Liu Qingyu saw Jiyu Shaoshang in person. Although she had many detailed memories of him from the original owner's life, seeing such a handsome man sitting in front of her, and the fact that he was her husband, made it feel somewhat surreal. It wasn't that Liu Qingyu was a starry-eyed girl who couldn't walk when she saw a handsome man. After all, in her past life, even though she didn't live well, she had mingled in the entertainment industry long enough to have seen all kinds of good-looking men. Jiyu Shaoshang was simply the most handsome man she had seen since crossing over. She appreciated beauty regardless of gender, as that was just human nature. "Why are you standing there in a daze? Get in," Jiyu Shaoshang said with a frown when he saw Liu Qingyu still frozen by the car. Realizing her lapse in manners, Liu Qingyu didn't say anything further, just got into the car. The driver started the engine, and the car slowly drove off. There were 4 people in the car. Besides the driver, Jiyu Shaoshang's manager and assistant, Sister Wang, sat in the passenger seat, while Liu Qingyu and Jiyu Shaoshang occupied the back row. The car was quiet, filled with a tense silence. All that could be heard was the hum of the car wheels against the ground and the sound of the air conditioning. Sister Wang turned to look out the window, but through the rearview mirror, she coldly observed Liu Qingyu, who had been silent since getting in the car. Sister Wang had always looked down on Liu Qingyu. She had asked Jiyu Shaoshang many times why he had chosen her. Such a woman was hardly worthy of him. As for their divorce, Sister Wang was very clear about it. She knew Liu Qingyu had refused to sign the papers, dragging it out for a whole year. Chapter 4. How could I do something stupid for him? When I get home at night, I turn on the music and go into the bathroom to soak in the bathtub. The fatigue all over my body is slowly dissipating, and the unhappiness in my heart is slowly being relieved. Divorced. The herring just lay there, talking to itself in the foam floating on the water. In her previous life, besides working, she actually longed for happy love and a husband who loved her and was considerate of her in every way. I didn't expect that I would end my marriage just for days after coming into this world. If Jiyu Shaoshang could be a little more gentle, a little more considerate, and a little more caring, would I accept him? Thinking of this, Liu Qingyu couldn't help but spit on himself. This very thought made him laugh. If it was really that good, would it be my turn to travel through time? How could the original owner still be so unhappy? Hum hum. The sound of a cell phone vibrating interrupted Liu Qingyu's thoughts. She hurriedly climbed out of the bathtub, picked up the phone on the sink and answered it. "I'm taking a shower. What do you want from me, little girl?" Seeing that it was Chen Mengting calling, Liu Qingyu was not polite to her at all. "Hey, I just called you on purpose to see if you would answer. You actually answered my call. This is not normal." Chen Mengting on the other end joked. "What nonsense are you talking about? Why didn't I answer your call?" Liu Qingyu was a little confused for a moment. "Are you still pretending? Today I saw your husband's car coming to the downstairs to pick you up. What? Are you done with your lovey-dovey life? Aren't you enjoying your own world now?" Even Liu Qingyu on the other end of the line could feel Chen Mengting's gossiping rage. "We got divorced today. He came to pick me up to handle the paperwork," Liu Qingyu said lightly. Chen Mengting on the other end of the phone thought she had heard wrongly and forgot to answer for a moment. Based on her understanding of Liu Qingyu, Jiyu Shaoshang was everything to her. Now she suddenly heard from Liu Qingyu that they were getting divorced, so she might as well just kill her. Coupled with Liu Qingyu's calm tone, many scenes suddenly emerged in my mind, such as the heroines in TV dramas who were depressed after being abandoned, taking sleeping pills, jumping off buildings, hanging themselves, and cutting their wrists, usually in the bathroom. The more I thought about it, the more I felt that my guess was correct. This was going to be a big deal. I shouted anxiously, "Don't do anything stupid. Wait for me." Without waiting for Liu Qingyu to say anything, he hung up the phone in a hurry. What's wrong with her? It's inexplicable. Liu Qingyu's bathing enjoyment was interrupted, and she was too lazy to call to ask. Her cell phone happened to run out of battery and turned off at this time, so she simply went back to the bathtub and continued soaking. Bang, bang. The door was suddenly smashed with a loud noise. Liu Qingyu, who was sleeping in the bathtub, was startled by the sudden knock on the door. The sound continued, and it could be felt that the person who was knocking on the door was very anxious. Liu Qingyu walked out of the bathroom wrapped in a bath towel, frowned, and shouted, "Who is it?" The person outside who was smashing the door suddenly stopped when he heard Liu Qingyu's voice. It was quiet for a while, and then the voice of the girl with glasses, Chen Mengting, came from outside. "It's me, Xiaoyue, open the door quickly." "I'm so glad you're okay, Xiaoyue." As soon as the door opened, Chen Mengting threw herself into Liu Qingyu's arms and hugged her tightly, refusing to let go. "What are you doing? Be careful with my bath towel." Liu Qingyu was hugged by her best friend. Looking at the policeman behind her, her mind was a mess. 10 minutes later, after seeing off those kind policemen, Liu Qingyu looked at Chen Mengting lying on the bed with a helpless look on his face. Chen Mengting covered her head with a pillow like an ostrich. Even Liu Qingyu next to her could feel the embarrassment emanating from her. "Why do you think I'm going to do something stupid?" Liu Qingyu said this, but in his heart he was thinking that the original owner had really done something stupid. "I envy her from the bottom of my heart for having such a best friend, but now she is also my best friend. Don't worry, I'm not that fragile. By the way, how did you find my residence? You've never been here before. Also, couldn't you speak a little more quietly? I guess the whole building thinks I committed suicide at home." Liu Qingyu asked curiously. I suddenly can't hear anything, I'm deaf." Chen Mengting not only covered her head, but also wrapped herself in a quilt. She looked like a cooked shrimp, and it seemed that she had no intention of coming out. Looking at her best friend's embarrassed look, Liu Qingyu couldn't help laughing, and patted the quilt with her hand and said, "Come out, I won't ask you any more questions, okay? Do you want to eat something?" "Eat." Chen Mengting sat up immediately, her face showing no trace of the previous embarrassment. "What shall we eat?" With his mouth full of takeaway skewers, Liu Qingyu looked at Chen Mengting, who was only trying a little and pretended to be dissatisfied, and said, "You should eat." "Why am I the only one eating now?" Chen Mengting didn't say anything, but just stared fiercely at the green fish that was eating there. If looks could kill, Liu Qingyu believed that she would have been torn into pieces at this moment. In her previous life, in order to maintain her figure, she controlled her diet like most women. She could not eat anything and dared not eat anything. But now it's different. This body belongs to the legendary type that won't get fat no matter how much you eat. For a foodie, this is the greatest gift from God. What she didn't get in her previous life, she will make up for double in this life. "I didn't expect you to really make the decision to divorce, you know. My impression of you is that you wouldn't have such a good appetite after divorce." Chen Mengting decided to change the subject and distract herself. "There are so many delicious foods, but I can only taste a little bit of them. It's okay if I'm alone. At worst, I can put them away and forget about them. But now there is someone next to me, a guy who is always tempting me. This feeling is too torturous. What kind of person am I in your impression?" Liu Qingyu was also a little curious. "You. Everything is good. You are gentle and generous to others, and you treat people sincerely. But sometimes you are too paranoid and too silly. Sometimes I am really afraid that you will do something stupid." Chen Mengting recalled and summed up. "Yeah, I was really stupid before." Liu Qingyu also sighed for the original owner. "But I won't do that anymore. I will live seriously for myself in the future. By the way, didn't you say that it's hard to get the accompaniment for your song? You can ask Xiaolong for it." Chen Mengting's thoughts jumped around so widely that Liu Qingyu was a little overwhelmed for a moment. "Xiaolong? He is a photographer and also plays music." Liu Qingyu didn't react for a moment and could only follow Chen Mengting's train of thought and ask. "Xiaolong's full name is Li Zhilong. He is also a teacher in their school, teaching photography and videography. She is tall and mighty, and looks like a typical tough guy at first glance, but her personality is actually soft and gentle. In school, she can only play with Liu Qingyu and Chen Mengting, and they are considered to be close friends. He doesn't play music, but he found a boyfriend who owns a music store, and he reportedly has a band. I'll go find Xiaolong to ask about it tomorrow, there's no problem." Chen Mengting said. "Boyfriend? He." Liu Qingyu's focus was obviously not on the band. "Speaking of Li Zhilong, I used to think he was gentle and like a shy girl, but I didn't expect that he is actually." Chapter 5, Ex-Wife is going to make her debut. "Xiao Yuer, do you regret it?" Chen Mengting asked. Chen Mengting, who was sleeping behind him, asked such a nonsensical question that made Liu Qingyu stunned for a moment. Liu Qingyu turned over, lay flat on his back, looked at the ceiling and said, "There is nothing I don't regret, I just feel it's not worth it." Chen Mengting stayed at Liu Qingyu's house that night, and the two of them were now squeezed on the bed. For Liu Qingyu, regret is impossible, because it was her predecessor who made the decision, and everything had already happened when she came here. She had no time to regret, nor was she qualified to regret. She just felt that the original owner's desperate sacrifice was not worth it. What about you? Have you ever regretted it? If you had chosen to stay in school, with your professional talent, you might have become an associate professor now. An associate professor in his 20s, I dare not even think about it. Liu Qingyu was no longer sleepy and simply started chatting with Chen Mengting. Perhaps she didn't expect the topic to turn to herself. Chen Mengting thought for a long time before she said, I definitely regret it a little, but if I have to give up my dream for this, I will always be a little unwilling. I will definitely succeed. By the way, what is your dream? Dream? Liu Qingyu was really lost in thought this time. My dream in my previous life was very simple, which was to achieve success and become a top star in the entertainment industry. Her predecessor's original dream was to become a singer or pianist who attracted everyone's attention. After meeting Jiyu Shaoshan, she hoped that Jiyu Shaoshan could give her a little tenderness and care. I am really humble. Xiao Mengmeng, what do you think of my debut now? Liu Qingyu asked casually. When Chen Mengting heard this, she suddenly turned over and sat up. She looked at Liu Qingyu with a worried look and asked, Xiao Yuer, are you overstimulated? Do you have to debut as a queen to slap him in the face? Prove it to him. Xiao Yuer, it was still okay 2 years ago, but now young actresses are the fashion. I'm not saying anything bad about you, but you shouldn't have given up such a good opportunity for him back then. Reality is not a TV drama. There is no such thing as 30 years of ups and downs. Listen, let's change our dreams, okay? Chen Mengting said, and she turned from surprise to heartache. I remember a great line in a movie. I do this not to prove how great I am, but I want to take back what I lost with my own hands. At this moment, Liu Qingyu quietly set a small goal for herself, to first taste what it feels like to be a diva. Also, am I too old? I'm just 1 or 2 years behind others. Besides, I'm not so ambitious from the beginning. Can't I just sing quietly first? Liu Qingyu was a little unconvinced about her age. She kept shouting in her heart, I'm only 23. Is 23 considered old? That's not impossible, but isn't it a bit too unrealistic for you to think that you can become a god with just one song? Chen Mengting said. Who said just one song? I have written many songs over the years. Liu Qingyu's face turned slightly red. It's just copying songs, it's a path that the predecessors of time travel have already figured out, it's not shabby. When conditions allow, I will even dare to copy TV series and movies for you. The next day, Liu Qingyu had only one class in the morning. After class, he returned to the office and started tinkering. Now that she has made the decision, she should do it well. In one morning, she registered 3 new songs. Since we are going to start with music, let us throw out a trump card first and let the world see the charm of Earth's music. For songs are enough for a newcomer. She positions herself as a boutique singer and wants to establish herself as the queen of love songs. These songs are all classics that have stood the test of time in previous lives. If they still don't work, then don't bother yourself. Just accept your fate and teach honestly. It was almost noon and the other teachers returned to the office one after another. Seeing Chen Mengting coming back, Liu Qingyu immediately took her to the next office to find Li Zhilong. Xiaolong, can you do me a favor? Liu Qingyu asked. In fact, she still couldn't imagine that the burly man in front of her actually had a boyfriend. Xiao Yuer, why are you being so polite to me? What's the matter? Just tell me what's the matter. When Li Zhilong saw his 2 best friends coming to see him, he immediately raised his index finger and said happily. I heard that you know someone in a band. I have written a few songs and now I'm still in need of accompaniment. Can you introduce me to someone? Liu Qingyu said. What do I think, it's a big deal. What a coincidence. I was planning to invite you 2 to dinner in the next few days and introduce you formally. How about tonight? Xiaolong said it very tactfully, but Liu Qingyu and Chen Mengting understood that this was an official announcement. Okay, then what are we going to eat tonight? How about hot pot? Before Liu Qingyu could say anything, Chen Mengting, who heard them eating, immediately answered. Sometimes Liu Qingyu is also very curious. Why would a person who only dares to eat a little bit of delicious food in order to maintain his figure and stop at a glance show such great enthusiasm for eating? Wasn't the lesson from last night enough? You know, last night, watching me feasting, someone almost got dehydrated because of drooling. After get off work in the evening, the 3 of them went to a hot pot restaurant called Shui Di Lao. It was said that the service was very good and there were many branches across the country. They arrived quite early, but there were already quite a few people dining in the restaurant. Fortunately, Li Zhilong's boyfriend had already booked a table and was waiting for them. There was a table for 4 people. Liu Qingyu and Chen Mengting sat on one side, and the other side was given to Li Zhilong and his wife. Let me introduce them. They are my colleagues and good friends, Liu Qingyu and Chen Mengting. This is my boyfriend Sun Hao. When introducing her boyfriend, Li Zhilong's shy expression made him look like a young bride sitting in a sedan chair. Sun Hao had long hair tied behind his head, a square face, thick eyebrows and big eyes. He was wearing a tight t-shirt that covered his thick chest muscles. The word macho was almost written on his face. Liu Qingyu did not discriminate against this kind of love. She had seen a lot of lesbians in her previous life, but this was the first time she had seen 2 macho fencers together. Chapter 6: Sudden Explosion. The next day, Liu Qingyu made an appointment with Sister Huer for dinner. She wanted to ask Sister Huer about the Xuxiang Media recording studio. In the evening, in a Western restaurant with a bourgeois atmosphere in Shanghai, Liu Qingyu was staring out the window in a daze. If you want to enter the entertainment industry, you will never reach the top by relying on your own strength. Her past life experience had long told her that in the entertainment industry, personal talent, although important, was definitely not the most important. Personal talent only determines the lower limit of your achievements in the entertainment industry, and the upper limit of your development will never depend on talent. It can be said that you can develop very well in the entertainment industry relying solely on your talent, but it is just good. If Liu Qingyu wants to become the top star in the entertainment industry, in addition to talent, she must also have a steady and reliable agent and a mature team. Liu Qingyu has not officially debuted yet, so it is too early for her to form her own team, but if she can draw on the help of others, she will be able to achieve twice the result with half the effort. When Sister Huer arrived, she saw a girl staring out the window in a daze. With delicate facial features, unique intelligence and bookish air, and a hint of melancholy on her face, she looked like a lady from an ancient scholarly family. Sister Huer sighed in her heart. Every time she saw Liu Qingyu, she would have a brand new feeling. When she was by my side and was still a young girl about to graduate, I had always been very optimistic about her and had hinted to her several times that she could directly change her internship contract into an artist contract with the company. Who knew this girl would end up being a teacher? It made me angry. Of course I couldn't say I hated her, I just felt sorry for her decision. You silly girl, what are you daydreaming about? Sister Huer spoke rudely, but Liu Qingyu was not angry at all. Sister Huer is in her 50s, but she looks like she is in her 30s. She has an ordinary appearance and at first glance, she looks no different from the aunties you usually see. People who are familiar with Sister Huer know that the closer she is to someone, the more impolite she speaks to them. She has a sharp tongue but a soft heart, and is cold on the outside but warm on the inside. Sister Huer, please sit down. I've asked you out so many times, but you always said you were busy. This time I finally have a chance to express my gratitude. Liu Qingyu stood up, took Sister Huer's arm, and invited Sister Huer to sit down at the table. You didn't listen to what I told you. I'm so angry. Sister Huer pretended to be angry. I'm sorry, Sister Huer. You know I'm timid. I'm afraid of all the mess in the circle. Liu Qingyu said pitifully. Bullshit. I will take care of you personally, so there won't be any messy things that can happen to you. Tell me, what's the matter? It definitely isn't that you miss me. Sister Huer is so domineering. With her status in the entertainment industry, even the bigwigs have to give her some respect. Sister Huer, calm down. I really miss you. We haven't seen each other for several months. Liu Qingyu understood that Sister Huer would not be really angry. In fact, the relationship between the two is more like that of an elder and a niece. The key is that Liu Qingyu's appearance is too deceptive and her personality is good, which deeply aroused Yang Huahua's desire to protect her. The two chatted while eating, and when they were almost done, Sister Huer said, "Hurry up and tell me what's going on. Don't I know you? You know, I taught you step by step in the beginning." What Yang Huahuer said was not an exaggeration. At the beginning, she brought Liu Qingyu with her and taught him everything she knew about how to arrange artists and handle their external relations, as well as all kinds of welcoming and seeing off guests. It's like this, Sister Huer. I have written a few songs myself, and now I want to find a recording studio to do them. I remember that our company's recording studio seemed to have external business, so I wanted to know what the rules are. Liu Qingyu replied when he saw that he had finished his meal. Record a song? The one you played and sang at school. Sister Hua said. It was Liu Qingyu's turn to be confused. He looked at Yang Hua, blinking his big eyes and asked, Sister Hua, how did you know? Seeing Liu Qingyu's expression, Wang Hua took out her phone and opened the short video of handshaking. After searching for a while, she handed it to Liu Qingyu. You don't even know it yourself. You see, others don't know, but I am too familiar with you. Even though it's just a back view, I can recognize you by just listening to your voice. The video was of Liu Qingyu singing and playing for students at school that day. The title of the video was very childish, Tremble. Mortals, let me show you the real music of nature. At the beginning, Liu Qingyu had already sat down in front of the piano. At the end, when Liu Qingyu was about to turn around, the recorder Liu Tsong hid his phone in his pocket, so only his back could be seen throughout the whole process. Do you know how popular your back view has been these days? He then joked, now the whole internet is guessing what this teacher looks like from the front. Well, she is indeed very popular. 4 of the top 5 hits are about her. Number 1 on the hot list, Tremble, You Mortals, Let Me Show You the True Sound of Nature. Second on the hot list, Looking at That Figure from Behind, I Think This Is What It Looks Like from the Front. Fourth on the hot list, Please Tell Me the Name of the Song Played and Sung by Teacher Beiying. Fifth on the hot list, The Most Beautiful Back Challenge. Xiao Yuer, what do you think? You can go back to the company now. Although it's 2 years late, it's not a problem given your conditions. Yang Hua advised again. Sister Hua, I know you are doing this for my own good, and I won't hide it from you. I plan to sing a few songs first, and then I'll do it after I've achieved some success. You also know how deceptive a new artist contract can be. Liu Qingyu did not hide anything. It was difficult for outsiders to understand the relationship between her and Wang Hua. I can go talk to the company and skip the rookie contract and sign a Class B contract directly. Yang Hua said. The fact that Sister Hua said this actually shows that she is showing special care for Liu Qingyu. She is too lazy to bother with this for other people. No need, Sister Hua, it would be too difficult for you if we really go for the talk. Besides, I am confident in my songs. Liu Qingyu is really confident. If these songs are all flops, she can really consider retiring from the circle. Why are you still so stubborn, you little girl? It's your business whether you are confident or not. It's not up to you to say whether it's good or not. Can you guarantee that others will like your song? Wang Hua scolded Liu Qingyu as if she was teaching her rebellious daughter a lesson. Chapter 7 Recording Songs. When Liu Qingyu returned to the apartment, Chen Mengting was still typing. I don't know if it was because she refused to admit defeat or if she really just wanted to hone her storytelling skills. Without disturbing her, Liu Qingyu said hello and went into the bathroom with a bathrobe. Soaking in the bathtub, she recalled the last things Sister Hua said to her. Xiao Yuer, don't rush to release the song after you record it. CTS Music Channel is preparing a program. Sister Hua has already put herself in the role of Liu Qingyu's agent. What show? Liu Qingyu asked curiously. It's a singing competition program, which is held once a week. The competition is about original songs. You can take your song to participate in the competition. Sister Hua said. Let's not do it, right? Sister Hua, aren't those programs already decided? Liu Qingyu said. What do you know? This time CTV is serious. With the supervision of the General Administration, who dares to make an internal appointment? Sister Hua continued, of course, artists from big companies also have advantages. With the allocation of resources, they can get original songs that they didn't write themselves. Are you afraid? The quality of the song still matters. I am confident in my song, said Liu Qingyu. You will definitely have no problem in the qualifiers, but it will be difficult to get to the finals. We'll draw lots on the spot to determine the theme of the creation, and you'll have a week to write a song. Can you do it? Sister Hua was a little worried. After all, Liu Qingyu had to fight against the entire team of others alone. It's okay, Sister Hua. Writing songs is as easy as drinking water and eating. Liu Qingyu was really not afraid because she had the support of the entire music library on the earth. Oh my! Is this still the Xiaoyar I know? If it's really that simple, why don't you write a song for your brother do? You know? I've almost worked myself bald for the new song. Du Chao questioned Liu Qingyu's confidence. How could writing a song be that simple? No problem, brother Du, I will help you write it when I get home tonight. Liu Qingyu said. Then I'll wait for you. If you write well, I'll treat you to a big meal. Du Chao said. In fact, he didn't expect Liu Qingyu to write a song, he was just joking. Liu Qingyu, who was lying in the bathtub, thought of this and smiled slightly. Just wait, brother Du, I will definitely scare you when the time comes. The original song competition came too suddenly, which disrupted Liu Qingyu's plan. This is the advantage of big companies. Before the competition was promoted, major companies received the news and could prepare in advance. However, this competition is also an opportunity. According to Sister Hua, the attention to the competition will be unprecedentedly high. Once you perform well in the competition, you will immediately get attention from all parties. This is an opportunity to become famous quickly, and it must be seized. As long as there is a good performance, Sister Hua will make some adjustments and Visa B is just the starting point. Visa A is not impossible. It's not that she hasn't thought about going it alone, but the conditions don't allow it now. She has no money and no connections. It's okay to be an independent musician, but in the end she can only be an independent musician. Her goal is to become a top-tier female singer, and music is just a stepping stone. After taking a shower and lying on the bed, Chen Mengting was still typing. Liu Qingyu couldn't help but ask, Xiao Mengmeng, do you really have to work so hard to write online articles? After hearing this, Chen Mengting immediately complained, Xiao Yue, you don't know, the online literature circle is really too difficult now. Chen Mengting talked incessantly for nearly 10 minutes before she remembered to ask Liu Qingyu. How's it going? Have you contacted the recording studio? Well, the result is better than expected. Xiao Mengmeng, I want to take a leave in a while to participate in the competition. Liu Qingyu said. No matter what competition it is, I'll go too. Chen Mengting said without thinking. If you do well in an original song competition, it's much better than releasing a song quietly on your own. You must go, I will be your family and friends. Anyway, it will be the off-season for art schools in a while. Okay, I will definitely amaze the whole world then. After talking about the competition for a while, Liu Qingyu took out his mobile phone and watched the popular video. Judging from the angle, it seems that the students took the photos secretly and posted them online. It was an unexpected result, as it actually had some benefits for her in participating in the competition. Although the judges have the final say in the preliminary round, it is different in the semi-final. At that time, in addition to the judges, there were also scores from audience voting. With a certain popularity, it could be considered as having its own traffic. Otherwise, he might not be able to compete with those expired singers who have already become famous and have the audacity to participate in the competition. Thinking of this, I simply clicked on the comments and read them with interest. Oh my god, why didn't I have a teacher like this when I was in school? I feel moved just by looking at his back. Please give me the name of the school. I am planning to transfer to another school. Are the requirements for being a teacher so high now? Please give me the name of the song. It's very nice. The song is good and the singing is also good. I searched all the music platforms on the internet, but I couldn't find this song. I am absolutely sure that this is an original song. I'm desperate about my career in the art exams. With my talent, I can only be a teacher in a school. Are the requirements in the entertainment industry so high now? There are over 100,000 comments alone, and over 3 million likes. The person who first posted the video was a person named Mo Shu Zhenyu. Liu Qingyu clicked on his homepage and saw that all his works were narcissistic selfies. It was confirmed that he was one of her students. Feeling playful, Liu Qingyu left a comment in the comments, playing with my phone during class, do you think I can't see it when my back is turned? Put your self-reflection on my desk tomorrow morning. After sending the message, Liu Qingyu hugged Chen Mengting and fell asleep without caring about anything else. She didn't know that her comment was discovered by sharp-eyed netizens, who clicked on her homepage with the mentality of giving it a try. As soon as I entered the homepage, I was attracted by the works inside. Liu Qingyu does not have many short video works, only 4 or 5, all of which are Li Zhilong's practice works. There isn't much of a story, but the shooting technique is very professional, just like a photography template. Whether it's lighting, angle or composition, there are only 2 words to describe it: professional. Li Zhilong teaches photography and videography, and often asks his best friends Liu Qingyu and Chen Mengting to be models. Liu Qingyu thinks the photos are good, so she posts them on her own platform. Chapter 8: A new song for Du Chao. A week later, the accompaniment of the song was finally completed. Still in the recording studio of Xuxiang Media. When Liu Qingyu arrived, director Zhang was already waiting inside. In addition to director Zhang, there were also two of his assistants. Director Zhang, thank you for your help. It's okay. No one in the company has released new songs recently. Only Du Chao has released one, and he hasn't even finalized the song list yet. The song recording finally started. As Liu Qingyu just walked into the soundproof room, Hua Jie and Du Chao also arrived. I say, why are you following me? Aren't there any announcements today? Sister Hua looked at Du Chao, who was following behind her, with a look of disgust. Du Chao looked helpless and said, Sister Hua, whether I have any announcements or not is all arranged by you. I just came to listen to Xieye's song and see how it turned out. The accompaniment that day was too monotonous. The beautiful singing voice slowly came from the speakers, and several people couldn't help but be intoxicated by it. Her singing skills are very good and she can bring out the emotions well. She hardly needs any vocal adjustments. She is born to sing this, director Zhang praised sincerely. I really regret letting her become a teacher. If I had let her teach me earlier, she might have become a superstar now. Sister Hua also regretted indulging Liu Qingyu's willfulness. All four songs were sung in one take, and soon Liu Qingyu walked out of the recording studio. Seeing Du Chao, Liu Qingyu smiled and handed him a USB flash drive. Brother Du, I have written 2 songs for you. Try them to see if they suit your taste. However, they are only simple piano accompaniment. You have to find someone to make the rest yourself. After saying this, he deliberately winked. Du Chao was confused when he saw this, and asked with the USB drive in hand, what's its name? Guess for yourself. I tailored it according to your temperament, Brother Du. After saying that, he couldn't help but cover his mouth and laugh. Are you itching for a fight, little girl? Go and sing a demo song for your Brother Du. If it's not good, I won't accept it. Du Chao saw her cunning look and didn't fall for it. He acted like a big brother and handed the USB flash drive to director Zhang. Seeing that Du Chao was not fooled, Liu Qingyu stuck out his tongue, turned around and walked into the recording studio to record a demo for Du Chao. As director Zhang operated, the prelude began to sound, and a faint sadness and an unyielding emotion began to spread. It was the kind of music that could stir up emotions right from the prelude. Director Zhang and Du Chao were surprised. At first, Du Chao's invitation to write a song was just a joke, but Liu Qingyu actually wrote it in just 1 week. Although songwriting sometimes relies on sudden inspiration, Liu Qingyu's inspiration comes too frequently. You know, she has just recorded 4 songs. Director Zhang was even more surprised at the quality of Liu Qingyu's song. Just by listening to the prelude, he felt that the song was of high quality. Being able to incorporate emotions into music, and then use music to infect the audience's emotions, so that the audience can resonate with the song, this requires extremely high standards from the creator. Many songwriters can only produce 1 or 2 songs in their lifetime, and most of the others remain at the level of catchy songs. But Liu Qingyu is different. Including the previous 4 songs, each of her songs has reached this level. It seems that she doesn't need to worry about emotional resonance when writing songs. Everything is like an instinct. If the world is dark, I am actually beautiful. In love, the most used. Insignificant, right and wrong. What's wrong? It doesn't matter. If someone like you always praises me, the humility surrounding me may fade away. I don't really care about the opportunities. As fearless as a giant. Indulge the devil in me. But I don't deserve it. Can you please not turn on the light? The love I want is a pitch black stage. Ugly in this ambiguous era. My existence is like an accident. Because it was a demo for Du Chao, Liu Qingyu deliberately imitated Du Chao's voice and began to sing, which was actually not difficult for her as a vocal teacher. As soon as the lyrics came out, the people outside were deeply attracted. The song itself carried a faint emotion, and with the lyrics, everyone immediately had a picture in their minds. A song that can conjure up images in the listener's minds without any text or MV can undoubtedly be considered a classic. When the song ended and everyone was still savoring it, and Du Chao was about to say something, the prelude to the second song sounded again. This time, the emotion was even more direct than the previous song, and Liu Qingyu still began to sing slowly. Every night. In the wilderness of dreams. I am a proud giant. Every morning. In front of the bathroom mirror. But I found myself living on a razor's edge. In the concrete jungle. In a life of calling and calling. Calculating the gap between dreams and reality. I am ugly. But I am gentle. Appearance of indifference. Inner frenzy. That's me. I am ugly. But I have music and beer. A little humble. A little cowardly. But never back down. Compared with the previous song, this song has a completely different style. Director Zhang found it hard to understand how a person's creative style could be so varied. It was difficult for others to master one style, so how could Liu Qingyu master so many musical styles? The most important thing is that she doesn't look like she racked her brains or thought hard before writing this. This is no longer a gift from God, this is God chasing you and feeding you. Thinking of this, Director Zhang couldn't help but feel unconvinced. A few days ago, I felt that Sister Hua was making a big fuss over a newcomer. Now I can only say that Sister Hua is worthy of being a gold medal agent. Her vision is beyond my reach. She is so nice. Brother Du, what do you think of these two songs? Liu Qingyu couldn't wait to ask Du Chao as soon as they came out. You have to know that this song was carefully selected by myself. It is a classic that has been tested by the market in the previous life. It's a good song. Xiaoyer, you sing it well, but I think the lyrics are weird. After all, I was once popular among thousands of girls, and you are ugly, and I am ugly too. It's embarrassing to sing it. Du Chao had a look of being implied. What Du Chao said was all true. Although he is not like other young handsome guys who rely solely on his looks to make a living, his appearance is still very good. When Liu Qingyu heard what Du Chao said, she covered her mouth and laughed. When she was choosing the songs, she had the idea of playing a prank on them. She was sure that Du Chao would not be willing to give up these two songs. So Brother Du, do you want it or not? Liu Qingyu asked deliberately without giving Du Chao a chance. Yes, of course, and it should be the main song, Du Chao said affirmatively. It's just saying that you are ugly, what's the big deal? Besides, you are not really ugly, it's just self-deprecation. While Du Chao was still comforting himself, Director Zhang began to analyze. It is indeed a good song, and it is easy for your fans to resonate with it. Director Zhang is right. When I write songs, I take into account that there is an ugly monster living in everyone's heart. Liu Qingyu continued. Plus, these two songs are very popular with the public. I like them very much. Sister Hua made the final decision. Thanks, Xiaoyer, with these two songs, I think my new album is complete. Let's go. We must celebrate. I'll treat you tonight, so don't run away. Du Chao has already begun to feel that this year's most popular male singer trophy is waving at him. Although his career in the music industry has been pretty good in recent years, he has always lacked a substantial work and recognition from a major award. This time these two songs are just right and will definitely be impressive. Chapter 9, Dinner and Deal. The place for dinner was chosen by Du Chao, which was a private restaurant that only accepted reservations. If it weren't for Du Chao's face, they might not have been able to get a seat. The restaurant is located in the bustling downtown area of Shanghai. It was the first time that Liu Qingyu discovered that in such a noisy Shanghai, there could be such a quiet place. It really is a place where a meal can easily cost tens of thousands of dollars, and the fun is in finding peace and quiet in the midst of noise. There were 6 of them who arrived first, followed by 3 more people. One is manager Liu from the artist department who was invited by Du Chao. It can be seen that Du Chao wants to do his part in helping Liu Qingyu sign a contract with the company. So he invited manager Liu, who was in charge of the artists, to come over, firstly to build some relationships, and secondly to allow Liu Qingyu to have contact with the senior management in advance. The other one was brought by manager Liu, a young girl who had just joined the company. Her name was Liu Taoqi. She was pretty, but too aloof. After she greeted everyone when she came in, she just sat quietly by the side and watched everyone chatting. Liu Qingyu guessed that manager Liu brought his men here to target Sister Hua and wanted to send Liu Taoqi to Sister Hua's side. Since I'm a newcomer, if I go directly to Sister Hua, she might not agree. So today I have this opportunity and I'll bring it here for Sister Hua to take a look. As for the last one, it can be considered a gift, Wang Zitong, a very delicate name, and the person is not very old. It is said that he will graduate from high school soon. Why do we say he is a gift? Because he is Sister Huer's son. Sister Huer originally did not plan to bring him with her today, but he and his classmates skipped classes to hang out and were bumped into by Sister Huer and her group on the road. At this moment, he lowered his head, listening to Sister Huer's scolding. Maybe this kid didn't expect that his luck was so bad that he was caught alive by his own mother for skipping classes. If there weren't so many people around, Sister Huer would probably have torn him to pieces. Looking at Wang Zitong, who was sitting next to them and was about to cry after being scolded, Liu Qingyu and everyone else laughed and advised Sister Huer to calm down. The atmosphere at the dinner was very lively. When Du Chao mentioned that Sister Huer wanted to sign Liu Qingyu into the company, Manager Liu approved of Sister Huer's idea of letting Liu Qingyu participate in the competition first and then signing the contract. Manager Liu also said that the company could provide certain help to Liu Qingyu during the competition, such as music composition, recording studio, etc. With Manager Liu's words, Liu Qingyu can now come to the company to produce music with justification. After all, he relied on Sister Huer's face the previous 2 times. At the same time, Manager Liu also hopes that Sister Huer can take care of his niece more often. The implication is naturally that he hopes to sign Liu Taoqi under Sister Huer. Liu Qingyu had seen too many such transactions in his previous life. If one wanted to develop in the entertainment industry, exchanges of various interests were inevitable. The difference is that in her previous life she could only rely on herself, but in this life, the original owner left her a Sister Huer. After hearing what Manager Liu said, Sister Huer began to communicate with Daoshi very seriously. Manager Liu did not interrupt. After all, he knew that the agent must understand every aspect of the artist in order to make better arrangements for the artist. Sister Huer's professional ability is well known in the industry. After some communication, everyone learned that Liu Taoqi had just graduated from the drama academy. As Manager Liu's niece and with a wealthy family, she certainly doesn't have to fight for a tiny opportunity like others do. Her starting point is much higher than that of ordinary people. But precisely because she has been protected so well since childhood, she doesn't have princess syndrome, but she lacks ambition and is too introverted, so an ordinary agent really can't lead her. Manager Liu actually also had a headache. To be honest, this kind of non-competitive personality was not suitable for the entertainment industry. Although he could provide her with good resources, the company was not his after all, and he was afraid of criticism if he gave her too much. But my niece has always dreamed of becoming a star since she was young, so as her uncle, I had no choice but to find a powerful agent for her. The meal lasted until 10 o'clock in the evening, and it was obvious that everyone was very satisfied with the meal. In the end, it was Sister Huer who drove Liu Qingyu back home. In the car, Sister Huer handed Liu Qingyu a bag and said, "Take it back and take a closer look. This is the detailed information of the competition. You should prepare in advance and keep it safe so as not to lose it." When Liu Qingyu opened it, he was dumbfounded. Big companies are big companies. Even though the competition hasn't been announced to the public yet, the company has already obtained all the specific details of the competition and the list of judges. The competition format doesn't matter, but the list of judges is amazing. Not to mention that with this list, some people with ulterior motives can make arrangements in advance. Even if you don't have any ulterior motives, if you know who the judges are, you can also investigate the judges' preferences in advance and cater to their preferences in the competition, which can be considered a big plus. So, it is good to lean on a big tree for shade. Liu Qingyu felt that he was such a failure in his previous life. He lived a life of insignificance and poverty, not even considering that the original owner found a good mother. At this moment, Liu Qingyu felt that Sister Huer was really her biological mother. Glancing at Wang Zitong who was sitting next to him, he thought to himself, "Boy, from now on Sister Huer is my real mother. If you make her angry again, don't blame me for being ruthless." I heard that many companies will send people to participate in the competition this time. We also have one here in our company, but he won't be a big problem. Our company's focus is still on television and movies, so we don't have many resources to give him. You should pay attention to the other 2 companies, especially since they have invested a lot of money in this competition. But this time the qualifiers are divided into 4 regions, and the other 2 are not in the Magic City region, so you won't have much of a problem in the qualifiers. You should prepare well. The promotion of the competition should start next week at the latest, and the auditions will also be held simultaneously. Sister Hua gave instructions to Liu Qingyu while driving. When she got home, Chen Mengting was still writing her novel. When she saw Liu Qingyu coming back, still drunk, the fire in her eyes suddenly ignited. Xiao Yue, you're not going on a date, are you? No, I went to record a song this afternoon. Didn't you say you would take me with you to the recording session? Chen Mengting got angry when she heard that Liu Qingyu didn't take her with her to the recording session. She pushed Liu Qingyu down on the bed. Tell me the truth, did you use the recording session as an excuse to actually go on a date with a handsome guy? Chapter 10, The Little Fangirl Met Her Idol. The next day, Liu Qingyu was woken up by a headache. No matter how good the wine is, if you drink too much, you will still have a headache the next day. Chen Mengting has already gone to work. She has classes early this morning. Fortunately, Liu Qingyu only had afternoon classes today. After getting up and taking a shower, she felt alive again. After coming out, she found that Chen Mengting had prepared instant noodles and boiled water for her on the table, and considerately threw away the sauerkraut buns. I had just made the noodles when the phone rang. It was Du Chao. Xiao Yue, I'm going to record a song today, do you want to come over and give me some guidance? So the soundtrack is ready so soon? It's not that fast. You've already written the score, and you have a ready-made person. It will take almost a morning. Forget it, I won't go. I'm still drunk from last night and have a headache. Stop talking so much. You are the original author. Without your approval, I dare not sing it carelessly. Wait. After saying that, Du Chao hung up the phone. Less than 10 minutes later, while Liu Qingyu was eating noodles bite by bite, there was a knock on the door. When he opened the door, Liu Qingyu thought he had encountered a bad guy at first glance, and he shuddered back in fear. Until that person spoke, Xiao Yue, I brought you some porridge. After drinking their wine, you will feel better if you eat some porridge the next day. Brother Du. Why are you here? No. How do you know my house is here? Liu Qingyu was stunned. It's no wonder that she thought she met a bad guy at first sight. Du Chao's current outfit really doesn't look like a good guy. He wore a baseball cap, oversized sunglasses, and a large mask on his head. Anyone who saw him would think he was a masked gangster. I asked Sister Hua. Don't eat instant noodles. Drink porridge instead. After that, accompany me to record the song. Du Chao walked in and saw the instant noodles on the table. Then Brother Du, please sit down and wait for a moment. I'll eat first. I'm really hungry now. After Liu Qingyu said this, he opened the porridge that Du Chao brought. The porridge was still hot. The seafood porridge was so delicious that she couldn't help but close her eyes and savor it. Do you live alone? Du Chao asked while looking around curiously. No, there is another best friend, she went to work. Liu Qingyu said this, and almost burst out laughing when she thought of Chen Mingting's fangirl look last night. What's wrong? Looking at Liu Qingyu's strange expression, Du Chao was a little confused. It's nothing. You know, Brother Du, my best friend is a huge fan of yours. When she knew I didn't bring her with me to dinner with you last night, she almost strangled me to death. Liu Qingyu couldn't help it and said with a smile. Then bring her along next time. She's your friend, so she's not an outsider. Half an hour later, in the recording studio, Liu Qingyu was discussing Du Chao's new song with director Zhang. There were 4 newcomers sitting in the back, watching Du Chao record a song. They are pure newcomers and can only be considered trainees. They are still learning various useful and useless skills and have not yet officially signed an artist contract with the company. They are considered the company's talent reserve. For them, being able to hear Du Chao recording a song live is already a very good experience. Being able to come into contact with top stars in the circle is also of great help to their development. They are now very curious about Liu Qingyu's identity. It seems that even director Zhang and Du Chao respect her opinion very much. There is no doubt that Du Chao's singing skills are excellent, but he has not been able to incorporate emotions into the song. After all, it is indeed difficult to let a handsome guy experience the mentality of an ugly person. Fortunately, director Zhang was experienced and grasped the key points in no time, allowing Du Chao to smoothly get into the mood by the 6th time. After the recording, Du Chao invited Liu Qingyu to dinner to express his gratitude. Looking at the time, it was already late, so Liu Qingyu simply chose a restaurant close to the school and called Chen Mengting to arrange the meeting first, so as to fulfill her wish to meet her idol. When Du Chao and Liu Qingyu walked into the private room, Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong were already waiting inside. "Xiao Yue, what's your good news? You actually remembered to treat us to a big meal today. Who is this?" Seeing Liu Qingyu arriving, Chen Mengting squinted her eyes and immediately joked with a smile. When she saw the person who came in with Liu Qingyu take off his hat, sunglasses and mask. This girl with glasses seemed to have been possessed by someone else. She has become a completely different person. I don't know how she did it. She was seen sitting there with her face red and her head down, looking like a beautiful girl from a small family. She was totally different from the devil she had been when she was joking just now or when she was interrogating Liu Qingyu last night. Liu Qingyu introduced the three people and then started ordering dishes. When they started eating, Liu Qingyu saw that her two best friends were a little restrained. In order to avenge herself for being tortured last night, she simply kept introducing Chen Mengting to Du Chao. Chen Mengting was his most loyal little fan. At this moment, Chen Mengting's face turned so red that it seemed like blood was about to drip out. While saying this, Liu Qingyu deliberately did something naughty and pulled Chen Mengting to sit next to Du Chao. The pleasure of revenge made Liu Qingyu's meal taste particularly delicious. After class in the afternoon, Liu Qingyu ran to the leader's office. Due to the upcoming competitions, she might have to take leave frequently, so she had to come and say hello in advance. She also made two preparations. First, she asked for leave. If it was approved, that would be the best. If not, she would just resign. Anyway, she had made up her mind to make her debut. She is not the original owner and doesn't want to live a dull life like this. The door of the academic affairs office was open and the leader had not left yet, so Liu Qingyu told the director his thoughts. The director's surname was Wang, a typical middle-aged Mediterranean. After hearing what Liu Qingyu said, he was at a loss as to what to do, so he said he would discuss it with other leaders and sent Liu Qingyu away. Generally speaking, Director Wang would definitely not approve such frequent leave requests. But Liu Qingyu had just met with the school board representative a few days ago, so he thought it would be better to inform the principal and let the principal make the decision. Liu Qingyu had just come out of the office when the phone rang again. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be Mother Liu from the orphanage calling. Mother Liu is now the director of the orphanage. She has been working there for decades, and Liu Qingyu was raised by her since childhood. Mom is what all the children in the orphanage call her. Hey! Mom! Xiao Yue! Do you have time recently? I'm free on weekends, but I have to work on weekdays. That's good. You have to come over and help me with this. I really have no other choice. You talk, and I listen. Some companies donated a lot of good things to us, such as paintbrushes and electronic keyboards, but we don't have a teacher. We can still help the children paint casually, but I really can't help them with music. Can you come and give the children lessons when you are free? Of course, no problem. How about I bring you a painting teacher? Of course, that's fine. How about this weekend? Thinking that she might have to sign up for a competition on the weekend, and that there might be a time conflict, Liu Qingyu thought she could just change the time. Mom, how about we have an hour of class every night after dinner? That's better, so they don't have to watch TV all day long. They are not as well behaved as you used to be. Of course, I am your most caring little fish. Then I will bring my friends over tonight. Remember to save dinner for the two of us. I miss the food in our hospital. Liu Qingyu hung up the phone and went to find Chen Mengting to be a volunteer. After hearing about the orphanage, Chen Mengting of course agreed. Anyway, she had nothing to do except writing every night, so teaching children to draw was actually quite meaningful. After many other teachers found out about this, they also said they would go and take a look during their breaks and offer to help. Chapter 11 Orphanage. As soon as he got off work, Liu Qingyu took Chen Mengting straight to the Shanghai orphanage. This place is actually not as shabby as imagined. In the magic city where every inch of land is valuable, it is quite good that this orphanage has such a large area. The 2 4-story buildings are dormitories and classrooms for children. The other 5-story building is slightly smaller. The first floor is the kitchen, and the second floor and above are for logistics and offices. The country's investment in this area is actually not small, and the hardware is quite good. But what children need most is family affection and love. Mother Liu does not have children due to health reasons, so she treats each of her children as if they were her own and devotes all her love to them. Her husband's surname is also Liu. He is a civil servant. He used to come to the orphanage to help whenever he was free. Now, after retirement, he has become a full-time security guard of the orphanage. It was he who gave the orphanage the name Liu Qingyu. All the boys without names here take Liu's surname, and all the girls take the surname Liu, which sounds similar to the Chinese surname. Mother Liu specially made her favorite cold kelp salad for the green fish, and the three of them cooked a special meal in the cafeteria. Mother Liu welcomed Chen Mingting's invitation to teach the children how to paint. After learning that Chen Mingting was a professional art teacher, she smiled from ear to ear and kept expressing her gratitude. After dinner, Liu Qingyu and Chen Mingting each taught a class, one teaching the children to play the electronic piano and the other teaching them to paint. Liu Qingyu actually likes being with children. She has seen all kinds of intrigues in her previous life, and being with children makes her feel particularly sincere. In addition, the original owner grew up here, so he has a natural sense of familiarity, just like teaching his own younger brothers and sisters. Chen Mingting is more popular among children. She doesn't teach any professional knowledge, she just teaches children how to draw comics. This made the little ones very happy. They stopped calling her teacher and started calling her sister instead. An hour passed quickly. As a real sister in the children's hearts, Liu Qingyu was naturally loved by them. They held her and refused to let go. In the end, it was Liu's mother who stepped forward and brought the two of them to the office. After sitting down and chatting for a while, Mother Liu was even happier than Liu Qingyu herself when she heard that Liu Qingyu was going to participate in a singing competition. Liu Qingyu became a teacher, and her mother Liu always felt that it was a waste of her talent. She raised Liu Qingyu since he was a child, and she knew his talent in music better than anyone else. He should at least be a musician. That night, Liu Qingyu and Chen Mingting stayed in the orphanage and lived in the teacher's dormitory. Chen Mingting was full of curiosity about Liu Qingyu's childhood, especially after she became a teacher for the children. She felt even more distressed. Xiao Yue, do you miss your parents? Yes, but I don't remember what they looked like. I heard from Mrs. Liu that I had just learned to walk when I came here, and was brought here by the police. Police? What's going on? It is said that I was abducted by human traffickers. The police raided the traffickers' den and rescued 3 children, including me. They were all girls and probably couldn't be sold. The trafficker escaped during the police's arrest and was hit and killed by a car. So all the clues are gone. Yes, it's all broken. Do you know, Xiao Mengmeng, I often dream about my parents, but I can't see what they look like in my dreams. As she spoke, tears welled up in Liu Qingyu's eyes. Seeing Liu Qingyu suddenly become depressed, Chen Mingting felt bad too, so she comforted him. It's okay, you will definitely find your parents. Yes, we will definitely find them, but it's too difficult for me to find them. If I ask them to come find me, do you think it will be easier? Aren't they the same? Chen Mingting's idea was somewhat different from Liu Qingyu's. It's different. If I become famous, won't they be able to see me on TV? If they recognize me then, wouldn't that be better than looking for me everywhere? Hearing this, Chen Mingting sat up suddenly, climbed onto Liu Qingyu's bed, and opened her quilt, saying angrily, "Yes, if you become famous and then say you are an orphan, your parents will definitely come looking for you because they think you look familiar. No, you must take this competition seriously. Why are you sleeping so early? Get up and write a song." Liu Qingyu suddenly had the urge to break up with her. "We already have the song for the preliminary round, but we'll have to come up with a topic for the semi-final. We should just go to bed now. We have to get up early to go back to work tomorrow." "Oh," Chen Mingting answered, and did not go back to her bed. She simply squeezed in with Liu Qingyu and lay down, consciously pulling the quilt to cover herself. Finding his parents was always the original owner's wish, and letting his parents find him by becoming famous was also a solution he had thought of a long time ago. Until she met Ji Yu Shaoshang, the original owner gave up everything for him without hesitation. Now, Liu Qingyu feels that it is time to fulfill the original owner's wish. Even if he doesn't find it in the end, there will be no regrets. Looking at Chen Mingting, who quickly fell asleep beside him, Liu Qingyu straightened her bangs and closed his eyes and fell into a deep sleep. In the dream, Liu Qingyu came to a square where many people were walking towards her. For some reason, she felt that her parents were also in the crowd, but she could not remember what they looked like. She could only stand there and pass by the crowd. When she opened her eyes, it was just dawn. Liu Qingyu sat by the bed and felt depressed for a long time. It was not because she wanted to be sad, but because she felt depressed from the deepest part of her body. It seems that the original owner was very obsessed with finding his parents. Thinking of this, Liu Qingyu began to hate Ji Shaoshang again. Since you don't like her, why did you agree to marry her? Do you know how much she gave up for you? She is already so pitiful, and you want to stab her in the heart again. Scumbag. Liu Qingyu silently added a label to Ji Shaoshang in her heart. After waking up Chen Mengting, who was sleeping soundly, the two returned to the art training school early in the morning. There was still some time before class started, and Liu Qingyu was called to the principal's office again. It is estimated that the leave application has a result. Liu Qingyu has already prepared for the worst and has already packed his resignation letter with him, waiting to hand it in. In addition to the principal, Liu Qingyu also met the shareholder representative, Ms. Zhang, in the principal's office. Teacher Liu, the director has already told us about your request for leave. The principal and shareholders have discussed it. In view of the fact that the competition can play a very good role in promoting the school supports it. Ms. Zhang spoke first after greeting Liu Qingyu. Teacher Liu, what the school means is that you can take leave to participate in the competition, and the school can also provide you with certain support. Of course, if there is an opportunity during the competition, please ask Teacher Liu to promote the school more. The principal added. Finally, the school gave another 50,000 yuan as financial support, and said that if Liu Qingyu could achieve good results, the school would give him additional rewards. He had been planning to resign, but this sudden turn of events almost caught Liu Qingyu off guard. But think about it, the competition is on TV. If Liu Qingyu really gets good results, for an art training school, the publicity effect will be much better than advertising. What's more, the investment is not very large, so even if the results are not ideal, there won't be much loss. I haven't even started the competition yet, but I've already reaped a lot of rewards. I got red envelopes early in the morning. Liu Qingyu, who was depressed by last night's dream, also laughed happily. Chapter 12. The game is coming. The strongest original sound has finally started promoting. If it doesn't happen, it's fine, but once it starts, the promotion will be overwhelming. I can only say that it is worthy of being a music channel, and all local station news are promoting it. The Guanghai selection is divided into 4 major competition areas, dedicated to discovering original musicians. Chen Mengting held her mobile phone, flipping through the advertisement of the strongest original sound while explaining the format of the competition to Liu Qingyu. Although she had already obtained the information from Sister Hua, seeing her best friend so excited, Liu Qingyu couldn't bear to spoil her fun. Xiao Yuer, when are we going to sign up? Look, they said we need to submit at least 4 original songs to sign up. Why is that? 1 song isn't enough. 4 pieces were submitted. This may be because there were too many applicants. The audition must select the most capable ones. After all, the finals are topic-based essays, and we have to ensure that the contestants who enter the finals have strong creative abilities. That's right. It would be embarrassing if I couldn't write in the finals. Chen Mengting suddenly realized. Another thing, I guess it's for ratings considerations. After all, it's a TV variety show. If the writing is too bad in the finals, it will affect the audience's impression of the entire show. That's right, so when do we set out to register? Chen Mengting asked for the second time. She couldn't wait to see Liu Qingyu's stunning appearance on the stage. Tomorrow is the weekend. How about you accompany me to buy some clothes tonight and then sign up tomorrow? Liu Qingyu thought for a while and decided to satisfy Chen Mengting, otherwise he might not be able to sleep well tonight. It is no exaggeration to say that the registration site on the second day was packed with people. Are there so many people who can write songs now? Is the threshold for original songs so low? Chen Mengting was shocked by the lively scene in front of her. Don't be silly, most of them are just here to join in the fun. After all, you are just imitating the barking of a puppy. As long as you have a sense of rhythm, it can strictly speaking be considered original. Li Zhilong said. In fact, there should be more people like us, who come here as a family and friends group. Sun Hao said next to Li Zhilong. After waiting in line for nearly an hour, it was finally Liu Qingyu's turn. Holding the printed materials, he quickly walked into the registration office. Chen Mengting was still outside shouting, "Come on," when she saw Liu Qingyu come out again. What's wrong? You came out so soon. It's just a registration, just submit the information and that's it. In fact, she didn't tell Chen Mengting that the staff inside would divide the applicants into two categories. One category is ordinary people, who not only have to submit information, but are also asked to sing a few lines. If the song they write is really unbearable to the ears, the competition is actually over when they register. The rest will leave their information, and then the judges will quickly go through the songs. Only those with certain abilities will officially participate in the auditions. The other category is some relatively famous ones whose abilities the judges already know from other channels. As long as the songs are not too bad, they can pass. Liu Qingyu belongs to the second category. After she announced that her original song, 10 Years, had been very popular on short videos recently, she was notified that she could directly participate in the auditions. The auditions are scheduled for 3 days later, with a total of 4 rounds, so at least 4 original songs are required. That evening, Liu Qingyu received a call from the organizer of the competition, which detailed the time and location of her competition and asked her to be prepared. And hinted to her that her game footage might be edited into the official broadcast. Liu Qingyu is actually quite happy about this. Being included in the officially broadcast collection shows that she is still quite popular and can bring a certain amount of traffic and topics to the program. It also shows that the program team recognizes her ability. After all, the TV station has to broadcast the song. If the song is bad, it would be embarrassing to broadcast it. 3 days later, the first round of auditions officially began. The competition was held in a studio of Shanghai Satellite TV. As soon as he entered the studio, Liu Qingyu saw that the auditorium was already full of people, at least 1,000 people. I'm still wondering why, with so many spectators, Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong were stopped at the door when they wanted to come as relatives and friends. It was not until she was taken to the audience seats by the staff that she realized that these thousands of people were all contestants. After a while, almost everyone was there, and the program director stood on the stage with a microphone and began to explain the competition process to the contestants. With more than 1,000 people, they certainly cannot go up to sing one by one. In the first 2 rounds, all contestants will be divided into 10 groups, with about 100 people in each group. After 2 rounds, the top 2 in each group will enter the 3rd and 4th rounds. In the end, only the top 5 in the entire region can go to Qingyu to participate in the finals. It's so cruel, only 5 are selected from more than 1,000 people. Soon, the contestants lined up and drew their group numbers. It was Liu Qingyu's turn, and he drew 6 sets of numbers 6. Very good numbers, a perfect 6. The staff took me to a small studio again. This was the venue for the 6 groups of competitions. This time, the contestants could notify their relatives and friends to come and watch. All 6 groups of contestants sat in the front rows of the audience seats. There were 3 tables in front of them reserved for the judges. After a while, everyone was there and the party started right away without a host. The first person to come on stage was a young man from the Zanai family. Judging from his attire, he should have a high status in the Zanai family. The title of the song is You Can Never Get Me. To be honest, although the exaggerated style is a bit eye-catching, the performance is still good. Although the whole song is filled with the atmosphere of funeral love, the melody and rhythm are surprisingly good. As soon as he finished singing, the teacher randomly pointed out a few shortcomings and then moved on to the next one. Wow, when the second one opened his mouth, he almost sent the judges away. The song was pretty good, but the guy was tone deaf. There was nothing the judges could do but tell him tactfully that although this competition focused on creation, it also had certain requirements for singing skills. The next 3 performances were all satisfactory, and finally it was Liu Qingyu's turn to take the stage. Chapter 13, Liu Qingyu's second round actually uses a big move. On the first day of the competition, half of the people in each group were eliminated directly. The cruel elimination method did not affect everyone's enthusiasm at all. The next morning, when Liu Qingyu came to the studio with her family and friends, the place was still full of people. Even those who were eliminated the day before were there, but they had changed from contestants to spectators. He greeted the remaining contestants with a smile, and everyone's expressions were solemn. After all, there are only 2 people left to be eliminated in today's game. Moreover, Liu Qingyu's strength is obvious to all. If nothing unexpected happens, he will definitely take up a spot. In other words, among the more than 40 people, only 1 can enter the 3rd round, so they have to be cautious. As soon as Liu Qingyu sat down, a boy next to her whispered, "How are you preparing today? It won't be the same killer as yesterday's 10 years." Liu Qingyu was stunned for a moment, and then realized after looking carefully that this person was actually from the Zhang family from yesterday. He remembered that his name was Liu Qingguang. Today he was no longer wearing the same outfit as before, and I didn't recognize him for a moment. No, a song of that level is not that easy to write," Liu Qingyu said. While the two of them were chatting, the other contestants tried their best to pretend that they didn't care, but they all tacitly remained silent, wanting to hear clearly what they were saying. After Liu Qingyu said that today's song was not as good as 10 years, it was obvious that everyone was relieved and the atmosphere was no longer so depressing. Soon, the judges arrived one by one and the second round of competition began. There is no need to draw lots today. According to yesterday's order in reverse order, Liu Qingguang went from first to last, and Liu Qingyu was also very far behind today. The first two performances were average, but it was obvious that the quality of the songs was not as good as the first round yesterday. After all, it is an elimination round and everyone tries to use their best. As long as they are not eliminated, they win. So there is basically no question of preserving their strength and all the good songs will be used first. Of course, Liu Qingyu is an exception. Her backing is too strong, and there were too many classics on earth in her previous life for her to choose from. Finally, it was Liu Qingyu's turn to appear on the stage. As soon as she came on stage, there was a burst of warm cheers and applause from the audience. Today, Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong learned from yesterday's lesson and did not hold up banners. Instead, they each held up a sign and shouted loudly, "Liu Qingyu, come on." Even the judges couldn't help but ask, "It seems that Liu Qingyu, you are very popular. What song are you singing for us today?" "Today I will sing a song for you called, 'I Suffer the Cold Wind for You.' I hope you like it," Liu Qingyu said with a smile, and the melodious music slowly came out from behind him. "I suffer the cold wind for you. Tears when lonely. Someone asked me whether it was right or wrong. I said yes or no. But who really cares about whom?" As soon as Liu Qingyu opened her mouth, a faint sadness slowly spread to everyone in the studio. Especially for the contestants sitting in the first row, they felt not only sad but also deeply hurt. "Didn't we agree that we wouldn't use the killer moves today? What do you mean by making everyone cry as soon as you open your mouth?" In the audience, some sentimental people could not hold back their tears, and Chen Mengting was sobbing so hard that she couldn't speak. While crying, she whispered trivial words such as "Xiao Yuer is so pitiful, scumbag," and so on. Li Zhilong, who was standing by, was stunned. He didn't know Liu Qingyu's love history, so he didn't understand who the scumbag Chen Mengting was talking about was. He thought the song brought back memories for her. When the song ended, even the judges couldn't help but applaud. "Liu Qingyu, you gave me another surprise today. This song really expresses the sadness of every woman," one of the female judges said while applauding. "Indeed, your singing can always touch the softest part of people's hearts." "Thank you, judges," Liu Qingyu quickly bowed to express his gratitude. The next person to come on stage was under unprecedented pressure. Yesterday, they came on stage before Liu Qingyu and didn't he think it was a big deal? "In fact, we have made sufficient preparations today, but they always seem dull compared to the wonderful things in front of us." The song was average and there were two obvious mistakes during the singing process, but the judges did not worry too much about it. They also understood that performing right after Liu Qingyu did put too much pressure on him. However, Liu Qingguang, who appeared last, was a pleasant surprise. This guy didn't play the role of family of love today, but went for a fresh and clean style. I have to say that there are many hidden talents among the people. The song he sang today is called "Cool Summer Breeze," and his voice won unanimous praise from the judges. Finally, after scoring by the three judges, the two people who advanced to the sixth group were number 1 Liu Qingguang and number 6 Liu Qingyu. The second round ended like this. As most people dispersed, all 20 contestants who entered the third round were gathered together for a meeting. The program planner needs to explain many things to them. After all, the third and fourth rounds starting tomorrow will be broadcast live on local satellite TV stations. It will be bad for everyone if a joke happens. This time the planner and director came on stage together. They first congratulated the 20 contestants who entered the third round, and hoped that everyone would keep up the good work, make it to the finals and achieve good results. Then I told everyone that in order to improve the viewing experience and fairness, starting from the third round, there will be 10 judges scoring the contestants' works. The rule is to remove the highest and the lowest score, and then take the average. In addition, the largest music platform will open an exclusive section called The Strongest Original Music. The works of all contestants who enter the third round, including their works in the first 2 rounds, will be included in this section and promoted uniformly by the program team. This is a big deal. You have to know that when an ordinary person uploads a song, who would deliberately search for it except for acquaintances? Moreover, ordinary people do not have the ability to promote it, so it is easily buried. The promotion by the organizers of the competition can at least let everyone know that such a person exists. Moreover, this kind of concentrated promotion is often very popular, which can not only increase the singer's exposure, but also increase the popularity of the program. The person who can come up with this plan is really amazing. After the meeting, the production team thoughtfully prepared lunch for the 20 contestants in the cafeteria so that everyone could get to know each other. After all, friendship comes first and competition comes second, which is a glorious tradition. Furthermore, it also allows the staff to get familiar with each contestant so that everyone can cooperate better in subsequent competitions. As soon as it was over, Liu Qingyu received a call from Sister Hua, who said she had something to tell her and was waiting for her at the door. Sister Hua did not drive today, but asked the company to provide her with a nanny car. When she opened the door, Sister Hua was not in the back row, but there was a very familiar-looking person sitting at the very back. Of course he looked familiar. This person had just attended the pre-match meeting with her and sat at the same table with her during the meal. Chapter 14. Something went wrong. In the nanny car, Sister Hua introduced, "This is Li Hongqiu, the only one from the company participating in the competition this time. This is Liu Qingyu, my former assistant, who also participated in the competition. You should have met her." "Hello, Miss Liu." Li Hongqiu immediately extended his hand to greet her. It can be seen that he is a little restrained in front of Sister Hua. In fact, he is not even second tier in the company. It was because no one from the company participated in the competition this time that he had the opportunity, otherwise he would have to go back to being a supporting actor. Li Hongqiu was also confused at first, wondering why a company would let a big shot like Sister Hua be in charge of this competition. When he first heard that Sister Hua would be in charge, he fantasized for a moment that his talent had finally been discovered by the company and that they had arranged for Sister Hua to guide him. After seeing how familiar Liu Qingyu and Sister Hua were with each other, he finally understood. Sister Hua is here to take care of the green carp, so I should just be a bonus. "Xiao Yue, how was the game today?" Sister Hua asked with a smile. "It's okay, the performance was pretty good. By the way, Sister Hua, can you come and watch the third round tomorrow?" Liu Qingyu looked expectant. "I'll try my best. It should be fine. I'll be working on Du Chao's new album in the next few days." As the two of them started chatting about family matters, Li Hongqiu became more and more certain that he was a gift. By the way, the third round rosters for all regions have come out. The company has taken a look and marked out several players from major companies that are currently known. They are probably your biggest opponents in the future. You should take a good look at them. Sister Hua took out a list and handed it to Liu Qingyu. Li Hongqiu at the back could only watch helplessly, hoping that after reading it, Liu Qingyu would remember that there was a teammate sitting behind him. Liu Qingyu didn't recognize most of the people on the list until one name appeared. In the Shenzhen Stock Exchange division, Jiyu Shao is injured. At this moment, Liu Qingyu suddenly felt two emotions in his heart. One was physical, he felt a little heartbroken and a little suffocated. The other is that I'm a little excited at the thought of beating him in the game. Two different emotions appeared at the same time, which made Liu Qingyu look like he was sick and felt very uncomfortable. His brows were furrowed and his breathing gradually became heavier. Noticing that Liu Qingyu's expression was not right, Sister Hua quickly touched her forehead and asked, "What's wrong? Are you feeling uncomfortable somewhere?" Liu Qingyu didn't want Sister Hua to worry about him, so he quickly changed the subject and said, "No, I'm just curious. Isn't Jiyu Shaoshang already famous? Why is he here to join in the fun?" Seeing that she was indeed fine, Sister Hua said, "Jiyu Shaoshang is the person their company is currently promoting. Their company hopes that he will develop in all aspects of film, television and music. He is only popular in the television circle now. Their company probably wants to use this competition to pave their way for him in the music circle." Sister Hua sighed and said, "He is also one of your strongest opponents this time. I think his company will fully support him." Maybe in the finals, all the music producers in the company will write songs for him. Xie, you have to work hard. Before Liu Qingyu could say anything, Li Hongqiu's face almost turned green as he listened from behind. They were both from big companies, so why was there such a big difference in treatment? At most, he only got guidance from the company's music department, while others were directly cheating for him. Don't worry, it's okay, Sister Hua Hua. I will definitely defeat Jiyu Shaoshang. Even Jesus can't stop him. Liu Qingyu suddenly said something murderous, which scared Li Hongqiu, who was secretly grieving at the back. He thought to himself that this woman was very murderous. The nanny car drove directly to the company, and everyone came to their familiar recording studio again. This time they have to do one last check before uploading the new songs from the past few days to the music platform. At 8 o'clock tonight, their most powerful original sound section will be open, and they must upload it to the backend in advance. Before uploading, I usually listen to the songs once. The first two songs I start with are Li Hongqiu, Effort, and Struggle. Hearing the song title, everyone couldn't help but look at Li Hongqiu. They didn't expect that this young man, who was not very old, was so positive. Facing everyone's gaze, Li Hongqiu touched the back of his head awkwardly. Both songs are pretty good, otherwise they wouldn't have made it to the third round. The lyrics are full of positive and optimistic words. It can be seen that Li Hongqiu hopes to have a positive and optimistic personality. When it came to the green fish, although everyone had heard of it before, they were still amazed. Director Zhang, in particular, took advantage of his position to secretly listen to the song many times in the recording studio. But when I heard it again, I still felt that it was the sound of nature. However, when Li Hongqiu heard Liu Qingyu's song for the first time, he immediately lost his composure. Before, he always thought that Liu Qingyu was taken special care of because of Sister Hua's relationship. Now that the song is out, it's at least 5 blocks ahead of itself, if not 8 blocks ahead of its predecessor. No wonder he could directly point the finger at Jiyu Shaoshang. With this kind of creative ability, if he doesn't become a singer, he can make a living as a songwriter for the rest of his life. At 8 o'clock in the evening, the strongest original music was officially launched on Penguin Music, the largest music platform in the country, and immediately attracted countless attention. After all, the promotion of this program has been so intense in recent days. Come and see, Xie, you are first. Chen Mengting had been holding her mobile phone to check the list more than an hour in advance. Liu Qingyu was also curious, so he simply squeezed his head over and the two of them watched together. The section is very simple. Below is the list of divisions that have been shortlisted for round 3. Click on the names to see their 2 original songs. At the top is a list showing the listening and download rankings of these songs, and at the bottom is a singer support list where you can like and support your favorite singers. 10 Years is definitely the first place. After all, this song is still very popular on short videos, and Liu Qingyu benefited from the traffic. The second place is still Liu Qingyu's I Suffer the Cold Wind for You. Thanks to the popularity of 10 Years, most people will subconsciously click on the second song. It's useless to look at it now. At least we can see the real difference tomorrow. Liu Qingyu looked for a while and found that those ranked at the top all had their own traffic. She immediately understood that the real battle would probably take some time to brew. Everyone was still relatively unfamiliar with the contestants, and those who brought their own traffic could indeed gain a considerable advantage in the early stages. But later on, when everyone is familiar with each other, it will depend on strength. We have to wait until the third round of live broadcast ends tomorrow to truly see the difference. Let's go to bed quickly. Liu Qingyu didn't care that it was only 8 o'clock. No, it's still early. Let me brush it again. Chen Mengting said without raising her head. Liu Qingyu ignored her and leaned back on the bed with his eyes closed. I was indeed thinking about what happened in the car today. It was a very abnormal feeling that my body and mind emitted 2 completely different emotions at the same time. Looking back now, it seems as if my body and mind are disconnected. Is this a side effect of time travel? Or is the original owner still affecting his mood? It was very mild before, but he felt a little uncomfortable when he thought of Jiyu Shaoshang. I didn't expect that I would have such a big reaction when I saw Jiyu Shaoshang participating in the same competition as me today. What on earth is going on? Is there really something wrong with my mind? Should I see a psychiatrist? The more he thought about it, the more confused he became. Liu Qingyu decided to observe for a while longer. What if today was just an exception? Chapter 15 Knockout Round enters the third round. On the same night, Jiyu Shaoxiang was also lying on his bed in the hotel, browsing the rankings. He only glanced at the marked names on the list given to him by the company. Dingxing Media was determined to win this competition, so they marked all possible opponents for him in detail. However, Dingxing Media probably could not have imagined that Liu Qingyu, who had no company background, would emerge as a dark horse. Therefore, Jiyu Shaoxiang did not see Liu Qingyu's name on this list. It was not until I was browsing the ranking of the strongest original music on the music website in the evening that I discovered the name at the top of the list. He even specially downloaded 2 of her songs. Not to mention that the quality was extremely high. Just listening to the lyrics made him feel as if he had done something extremely wrong, and he felt very uncomfortable all night. Xiao Yuer, I don't know whether divorce is right or wrong for you. Looking at Liu Qingyu, who was firmly in first place, Jiyu Shaoxiang thought silently. If they didn't divorce, she would still be the wife who devoted all her heart and energy to him. Now that she is divorced, her talents can finally be fully utilized. Is it right or wrong? Jiyu Shaoxiang was in a complicated mood and was in a daze the whole night. Sometimes he dreamed of Liu Qingyu's tenderness and love for him when he married her. Sometimes he dreamed of her crying and doing stupid things in the bathtub after their divorce. It was not until the next morning that his agent sister Wang knocked on the door and pulled him out of his dream. I didn't expect Liu Qingyu to also participate in the competition. He is less injured. You can't let him go just because of our old friendship. This was the first sentence Sister Wang said when she entered the door. Sister Wang, you're worrying too much. If you want to meet her, wait until she advances to the finals. Jiyu Shaoxiang was very confident. Indeed, he had the capital to be confident. There were more than 20 songwriters in the company, and they were all serving him this time. There was no reason for him to lose to a lone wolf like Liu Qingyu. It's better to be cautious. I asked someone to check last night, and she has been very close to Yang Huahua recently. Sister Wang said. She joined Xuxiang Media. No, this time Xuxiang Media only has a newcomer named Li Hongqiu participating in the competition, and their focus is still on TV dramas. That's no problem. Liu Qingyu and Sister Hua have always had a good relationship. She used to be Sister Hua's assistant, so it's not surprising that they are close. Jiyu Shaoxiang knew much more about Liu Qingyu than Sister Wang. Just be aware of it. Let's go. Today is the third round. Although you will be the last to appear, you still need to familiarize yourself with it in advance. Liu Qingyu was awakened by Li Zhilong's knocking on the door early in the morning before dawn. I saw him carrying a huge cosmetic bag in one hand and a large bag of breakfast in the other. You two should go wash up quickly, and come over after breakfast to put on your makeup. Li Zhilong ordered as soon as he entered the room. Although Li Zhilong teaches photography and videography, when it comes to makeup, Liu Qingyu and Chen Mengting tied together are not as good as him. He came here early today just to put the most perfect makeup on Liu Qingyu for her TV debut. Doesn't the program team have a makeup artist? What are you doing? Liu Qingyu was still a little confused, but also a little touched. She asked while rinsing her mouth. The makeup artists at the TV station are average in level, and they have to paint so many people at once today, so they don't have the energy to help you with meticulous work. The most important thing is who knows whether the cosmetics they use are good or not. Stop talking nonsense, wash up and come over for breakfast. Li Zhilong said while eating. I have to say that Li Zhilong's skills are really amazing. After putting on makeup, Liu Qingyu has evolved from an intellectual teacher to a fairy. Liu Qingyu specially wore a light blue dress today, with a dark rose pattern on the chest and a wide open back. Li Zhilong did not give her heavy makeup, but just lightly applied some makeup on her, which could better highlight Liu Qingyu's natural beauty. Xiao Yue, you should dress yourself up every day. Look at you now, I can't help but fall in love with you. Chen Mengting looked at Liu Qingyu, who had finished putting on makeup and changed her clothes, her eyes full of stars. When arriving at the TV station, Liu Qingyu was the last one to arrive, but since she didn't have to squeeze into the dressing room with everyone else, she seemed very relaxed. Sister Qingyu. Li Hongqiu appeared out of nowhere and greeted her enthusiastically. After hearing his words, Liu Qingyu just turned around and someone greeted her. Liu Qingyu, how about the song you prepared today? It turned out that Liu Xingguang had just finished putting on makeup. I feel okay, maybe slightly worse than the previous 2 days. What about you? Why don't you restore your noble status in the Zhang'ai family? Liu Qingyu told the truth. I was young and frivolous before and didn't know better. I won't play those tricks anymore now. Liu Xingguang started to lie with his eyes open. He was still young Master Lin the day before yesterday, so how did he become young and frivolous? Sister Qingyu, do you think I have hope? Li Hongqiu couldn't help but ask. Of course there is. Your songs are full of positive energy. This style is what the society needs most nowadays. You can do it. Since Li Hongqiu took the initiative to acknowledge her as the elder sister, Liu Qingyu simply began to take advantage of her seniority, patting him on the shoulder and speaking earnestly. Soon, the competition began, and the third round was obviously much more standardized than the previous 2 rounds. First, the host came on stage to introduce the rules of the competition, and then introduced the 10 judges. Finally, it started. As expected, Liu Qingyu was the last to perform, while Li Hongqiu and Liu Xingguang were 14th and 15th respectively. The organizers are also experienced and put the strong ones at the back. From this, it can be seen that Li Hongqiu and Liu Xingguang are also in the upper middle level among all the contestants. Liu Qingyu was sitting backstage, not paying much attention to the performance of the singer in front of her. In fact, she was still thinking about the problems she had yesterday, and considering whether she should see a psychologist. It was not until Li Hongqiu stood up that he came to his senses. It's my turn next, and I'm a little nervous. Li Hongqiu said self-deprecatingly and went out to prepare. The following is the 14th contestant, Li Hongqiu. He is still a music trainee. In order to realize his musical dream, he came to this stage. He will bring us a song called Charge Forward. Chapter 16. You actually said it was not as good as the previous 2 times. As soon as Liu Qingyu opened his mouth, Liu Xingguang knew that he could no longer maintain his second place. This is another song that will be passed down from generation to generation. He just doesn't understand. Is writing a song really that simple? I am considered to be a creative person and have written a lot over the years, but compared with Liu Qingyu, what I have written is nothing. I think I'm a little tired. I think I lack comfort. My life is so boring. Life withers like a flower. The image of a woman whose edges have been smoothed out by life suddenly stands up. Isn't this what the married life of our female compatriots in Guangfa is like? Songs, like novels, are most afraid of having a sense of immersion. Once the listener puts herself into the story of the song, she will feel that this song tells my story and this singer understands me. I couldn't sleep all night. Maybe it's the cigarettes and coffee. If it's because there's no one with you, I am willing to open my heart. A few times I really wanted to get drunk. Keep yourself away from all the grievances and disputes. Let the long-hidden desire fly away with the wind. Oh, I forgot who I am. How sad it is if a woman is not loved. Even if someone cries when listening to my songs, I still hope someone really follows me. Why care who I am? After the song was over, the audience was already excited. Those who can come to the scene are basically people who pay close attention to this program. Liu Qingyu's previous 2 songs are still ranked first and second on the charts. I originally thought that there would never be another song like this that could touch people's emotions, but I didn't expect to hear another one today that could touch people's hearts directly. Especially the female audience at the scene, they felt that Liu Qingyu's songs were talking about them. Which woman is not afraid of loneliness? Many people had tears in their eyes while listening to this song. This song expresses the thoughts of so many women. It is true that only women understand women best. Once a person has a soulmate, he will feel special. Is this what she said about the song not being as good as the first 2? Liu Xingguang quietly nudged Li Hongqiu next to him with his elbow. Sister Qingyu's strength is truly unimaginable. Let me tell you, don't tell anyone else. In fact, she didn't take the preliminaries seriously at all. Her goal was the finals from the beginning. Li Hongqiu said quietly with a mysterious look on his face. Looking at Li Hongqiu's expression, Liu Xingguang curled his lips and thought secretly in his heart, I have this ability, and I don't take everyone here seriously. Do I need you to say that? It looks like she will be the first in our division. Fortunately, they didn't choose only one, otherwise I could announce my withdrawal from the competition. Liu Xingguang looked helpless. Yes, I don't have any intention of competing with her now. I just hope to wait until tomorrow to see what kind of surprise she can give everyone. Li Hongqiu said. There are many people who share the same idea as him, especially those who are watching the live broadcast on TV. The regional qualifiers, the Shanghai division, will be broadcast live by Shanghai TV. Although the time is in the afternoon, it is the weekend. Many people don't have to go to work, so they wait in front of the TV early. After all, this show is so popular. In every city where the qualifiers are held, the hottest topic these days is the strongest original sound. Today, Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong were unable to bring in the signs they made themselves, but the program crew was thoughtful and distributed them more sophisticated light signs. From the moment Liu Qingyu came on stage, the two of them held up light boards and waved them non-stop, showing more involvement and excitement than when they went on stage themselves. Their hand-shaking short video also became popular. The previous popularity of the most beautiful female teacher is still there. Later it was discovered that Liu Qingyu went to participate in the competition. Many people have been waiting for it for a long time. It's just that only the new song was released a few days ago, but there was no video. Although the song is good, I couldn't see anyone, so it always felt like something was missing. Today, we can finally feast our eyes. This time, Liu Qingyu has attracted a lot of attention since she came on stage, and several cameras have already started filming from multiple angles. As the song was sung, the short video screen exploded. Why are her songs always so sad? This is the most popular headline right now. Some people have summarized Liu Qingyu's 3 songs. Each of them is full of helplessness and sadness. How could someone who has never been hurt write such unforgettable songs? Coupled with her charming appearance, people's desire to protect her immediately explodes. Immediately, some netizens began to speculate what kind of relationship Liu Qingyu had experienced and what kind of man could be so cruel to hurt such an angel. Before the show ended, a whirlwind titled "Who is that scumbag?" began to sweep the internet. The entire internet is condemning the scumbag who let Liu Qingyu down. Liu Qingyu was the last to perform. Her song not only moved the audience but also impressed the judges. The 10 judges finally gave her a high score of 9.8, and she firmly won the first place. Jiyu Shaoshang had just finished singing his song in Shenzhen. Although the song was also good, it was far inferior to Liu Qingyu's. The whirlwind on the internet has not yet blown into the studio, but outside the studio, Jiyu Shaoshang's agent, Sister Wang, is not calm. She kept holding her phone, following the performance of Jiyu Shaoshang's songs on the internet. But as I watched, I realized something was wrong. There were clearly 4 divisions, but the popularity of the Shanghai division was obviously much higher than the other 3 divisions. After a closer look, I was even more shocked. It turned out that the reason why the Shanghai competition area was so popular was because of Liu Qingyu. Now almost the entire network is condemning the scumbag who hurt Liu Qingyu, and Sister Wang happens to know that man is Jiyu Shaoshang, and she witnessed the entire process of their divorce. Seeing the indignation on the internet, Sister Wang was very worried. What if the divorce was exposed? How would Mr. Jiyu be hurt and scolded? After the game, Jiyu Shaoshang looked at his agent sitting in the nanny car and felt very upset. He had clearly advanced with the first place, so why did Sister Wang still look worried? What's the matter? Sister Wang, what happened? You'd better look at it yourself. Sister Wang sighed and handed the phone to Jiyu Shaoshang. It is impossible to conceal it. Now I just hope that Jiyu Shaoshang will not be affected by this incident in subsequent games. Chapter 17 Storyboard. When she returned to the apartment at night, Chen Mengting opened the door and sniffed Liu Qingyu up and down like a police dog. Xiao Mengmeng, what are you doing? I just smell it. What do you smell? Manliness, are you dating another man behind my back again? No, Sister Hua and I went to eat. There must be someone else. You can't fool me. Brother Du will treat us. Does he want to pursue you? Otherwise, why would he ask you out for dinner every other day? Chen Mengting analyzed seriously. What are you thinking about all day? Liu Qingyu was helpless and simply took out his mobile phone to start browsing. His 3 songs all ranked high, but the one that surprised people was a person named Zhu Ying. He was a contestant from the Qingyu division. His song, Sai, actually surpassed Jiyu Shaoshang and ranked 4th. His other 2 songs also ranked very high. You know, in the information Sister Hua gave me before, Zhu Ying was never marked. This shows that he, like Liu Qingyu, was not a member of any company before, but a folk expert. There really is a crouching tiger, hidden dragon here. The master that people are talking about is probably Zhu Ying. Liu Qingyu sighed. Is this person very powerful? Chen Mengting obviously didn't understand the twists and turns. The fact that he can outsmart so many people who have the company behind them shows that he is very strong. He's not as strong as my Xiaoye. No matter how powerful he is, he's still pinned under you. Chen Mengting didn't know if she was driving on purpose. What nonsense! But the stronger the opponent, the more interesting it is. I still have a lot of stock. In the ranking list, Liu Qingyu was far ahead of others, occupying the top 3 places, and her popularity reached an unprecedented height. The gap between the top 3 is not big, but the gap between the 3rd and 4th is almost twice as big. It seems that the classics on Earth are classics no matter where they are placed. Jiyu Shaoshang, who was far away in Shenzhen, was also checking his phone in their hotel, thinking about the previous conversation with his agent. To be honest, he didn't expect Liu Qingyu's creative ability to be so strong. He knew that Liu Qingyu was talented, but he only thought she was an average talent. Unexpectedly, just one competition would allow her talent to shine. It's only the preliminaries now, and I wonder how she will shine in the finals. Thinking of this, I somehow sent a message to Liu Qingyu. Congratulations, I listened to your song, it's really great. Liu Qingyu was stunned when he saw the sudden message. What does this mean? Why are you still texting me when you're divorced? I wanted to ignore it, but I couldn't help but reply thank you. After replying to the message, Liu Qingyu felt terrible. There it is again, this sense of disconnection between body and mind. I clearly didn't intend to pay attention to it, but my body habitually chose to reply at the first opportunity. It feels like I would feel uncomfortable if I didn't reply to the message. This is just a message. I don't know what will happen if we meet in person. It seems that it is really necessary to see a doctor. Liu Qingyu did it as soon as he thought of it. He first searched the symptoms on the internet. As a result, I found that none of them were reliable. They were either epilepsy or cerebral infarction. The most annoying thing was that someone said it was rabies. There was only one person who was slightly related to it, who said it might be caused by stress and recommended seeing a psychologist. After a circle, I finally returned to the category of mental illness. After a little search, I found that the most famous psychologist in the country is in Qingyu. It seems that I can take advantage of the finals to consult a psychologist. I did it as soon as I thought of it and made an appointment online for 10 days later. It happened to be convenient for me to go to Qingyu to attend the finals at that time. Having made up his mind, Liu Qingyu was no longer in the mood to check his phone. Turning his head to look at Chen Mengting, he found that the girl with glasses was still writing a novel with great concentration. Liu Qingyu simply advised, Xiao Mengmen, stop writing. Wait until the competition is over tomorrow. I will give you a story and you draw it. How about that? Just you. Chen Mengting obviously didn't believe it. Faced with her best friend's questioning, Liu Qingyu simply stopped lying down and got up. Take out a pen and start writing and drawing on the white paper. After a while, the 2 cartoons were finished and handed to Chen Mengting. Come on, the draft is here, you can draw these 2 cartoons for me. After taking the manuscript, Chen Mengting was even more surprised. What are you drawing? Man, look, this is a beautiful girl surfing. This is clearly just a stick figure, how can you tell she's a beauty? Don't worry about the details. Then why is this beautiful girl surfing with a dog beside her? It's a shark. Har har har, Xiao Yue, I have to say, your painting style is really unique. Chen Mengting almost fell down laughing. Faced with her best friend's ridicule, Liu Qingyu also felt her face burning and hurried to make amends. Don't look at the painting. What I want you to look at is the angle of the picture, the angle of the camera. Do you understand? Xiao Yue, are you looking for an excuse to cover up the fact about the matchstick man? Chen Mengting didn't believe it at all. How is that possible? This is the storyboard script I prepared for the future. If it weren't for your sloppy viewing, I wouldn't give it to you. Liu Qingyu did not lie. This was indeed a storyboard she restored based on a movie in her previous life. However, the style of painting was so sloppy that it was unbearable to look at. Xiao Yue, you want to make a movie? Chen Mengting didn't expect that her best friend actually had such ambitions. Shoot, but not now. Now you can help me finish the storyboard script. If I'm happy, maybe I'll give you a chance to appear in the film. Who wants to appear on camera? I'm just curious, can you make a movie? It's easy. If I don't know how to do it, can't I just find someone who knows how to do it? Anyway, once the script and storyboards are finalized, the other chores can be handled by professionals. That's right, then, what role are you going to give me? Let me make it clear first, my temperament is not suitable for playing a villain. Tell me, is my temperament suitable for playing a rich girl or a lady from an aristocratic family? I think I can play a female warrior, but the action scenes might be a little difficult. But I should be able to do it if I grit my teeth. Can we draw first? It's still some time before bedtime, so stop dreaming, okay? Looking at her best friend who was already immersed in the drama, Liu Qingyu couldn't bear to listen any longer. For the first time, I felt that I had chosen the wrong person to draw the storyboard. By the way, you don't need to draw it too detailed, just enough for people to see it at a glance. The main thing is to draw it according to the lens I draw. Okay, director. Just tell me what you want. I'll make sure you get the job done. Well, work hard. You won't be able to play the female lead anymore, but we can consider giving you the role of the second female lead. They played and quarreled until midnight, when Chen Mengting remembered that Liu Qingyu had a competition the next day. So I quickly urged her to go to bed so that she wouldn't let lack of rest affect her performance. That night, Liu Qingyu had a dream. In her dream, she returned to the home she shared with Jiyu Shaoshan. I was still wondering why I came back here. Then I saw Jiyu Shaoshan presenting a big bouquet of roses with a loving look on his face. I wanted to refuse, but my body took the flower and gave him a kiss. Chapter 18, End of the Preliminary Round. Liu Qingyu was awakened by a dream. That kiss was really a bit unexpected. Strictly speaking, my feeling towards Jiyu Shaoshan is like facing a stranger. All in all, the two had only met officially for less than 3 hours. I looked at the time and it was already 6 o'clock in the morning. I simply decided not to sleep and went straight into the bathroom to take a shower to wake myself up. Li Zhilong still came early in the morning with breakfast. Today Liu Qingyu asked Li Zhilong to put on a slightly more mature makeup for her. If she looks too young for the song she sings today, it won't match the song well. Today, Liu Qingyu chose a dark outfit and put on makeup, looking like a young woman. As soon as I walked into the lounge, the chattering inside stopped immediately. Everyone couldn't help but look at Liu Qingyu who had just entered the door. It's no wonder that everyone was reserved. Her talent was simply too strong. With 3 songs, she overwhelmed all the contestants. It can be said that in the preliminaries, Liu Qingyu has stood out from the crowd, and no one in other regions can possibly surpass her. Now everyone's attention is actually focused on the finals. After all, the songs for the preliminaries can be written in advance, but the finals are impromptu songs. That is the stage where talents can be truly displayed, and the results of the preliminary rounds can only show that the contestants have accumulated a lot of experience. The order has changed again today and has been resorted based on yesterday's results. But this has nothing to do with Liu Qingyu, she will still be the last to appear. Firstly, it can guarantee the ratings, and secondly, it also gives other contestants a chance. After all, if their first one is too outstanding, it will more or less have an adverse impact on the following players. Now everyone has given up the idea that Liu Qingyu has already sung all the best songs. I just hope to fully showcase my songs before she comes on stage. The quality of everyone's songs today has actually declined. After all, the good ones have been put in the front. On the contrary, the quality of Li Hongqiu and Liu Xingguang's songs is relatively stable. After listening to them, Liu Qingyu felt that it should not be a problem for them to qualify. Including myself, there are still 2 spots for others. 3 were eliminated from 8 people. In fact, the pressure on everyone was not as great as in the first 2 rounds, when half of the people were eliminated. But since we have walked so far, we naturally don't want to fall behind. Finally, it was Liu Qingyu's turn to play, and the atmosphere in the locker room became unusually relaxed. Because she was the last one, the scores of the people in front of her had already come out, and most people were already sure whether they could advance. Liu Qingyu's score is only important to the person who is currently ranked 5th. So most people relaxed, watched Liu Qingyu come out, and started discussing. Do you think her song today will be of the same high standard as before? I don't think it will be as good as the first 3, but the standard is probably not low. I advise you to put away this idea. I thought so in the first 3 rounds, but the results slapped me in the face again and again. Liu Xingguang began to talk about how he was slapped in the face by reality. Sister Qingyu is very powerful. This is the only sentence Li Hongqiu seemed to know. Finally, the green fish came on stage. As soon as he appeared on the stage, there was warm applause, and a strong sour smell came from the lounge. The prelude sounded with a familiar style, and everyone began to look forward to what kind of song today would be, and whether it would continue the previous character setting. Who makes you excited? Who makes you sad? Who makes you want to hold him in your arms sometimes? Who cares about your dreams? Who says he understands your thoughts? Who touched you? If a woman always waits until late at night. If you don't regret giving your youth, he will be true to you. Whether you are a woman, never ask too many questions. She'd better be innocent forever, for the one she loves. This song, like a woman's summary of her life, resonated with many women at the scene. Only after experiencing pain and sighing, will you understand the separations and reunions in this world. Love will eventually settle down, and marriage will always have a destination. We are all passers-by in time, occasionally passing through each other's world, and finally there is a moment when we will leave. There are countless encounters and separations in a person's life, but no matter how amazing the encounter is, it does not necessarily lead to a warm life. In the lounge, the contestant currently ranked 5th had his last hope shattered after Liu Qingyu spoke. It's really amazing, another classic. It feels like we came to the competition just to set off her. The 5th place was a little unwilling, but had to admit it. Liu Qingyu's songs are indeed much better than his. Maybe he has come to terms with it, he said to the top 4 singers next to him. Come on, I hope you all have a good performance in the finals. My competition ends today. The other 2 who were about to be eliminated also said, congratulations. You may not believe it, but I don't know why, but I feel relieved when I was eliminated today. Yeah, I feel the same way. Thinking that I don't have to compete with Liu Qingyu anymore, I feel relaxed all over. I don't have any regrets about being eliminated at all. The words of the 2 seemed to make the people who advanced think of something, and they all felt a lot of pressure. Not surprisingly, Liu Qingyu once again advanced to the finals as the first. In the last segment of the show, all the singing contestants returned to the stage to say their final goodbyes to everyone. After the game, whether they advanced or were eliminated, a personal interview was arranged for each player. This interview is very important and will be edited into the promotional trailer for the finals. The host who interviewed Liu Qingyu was a very young female host. The first question asks something that everyone seems to know. Hello Qingyu, what kind of emotional experience did you have that allowed you to write such a sad and touching song? This is also the question that everyone is most concerned about at the moment. Faced with this question, Liu Qingyu had already prepared an answer. It's nothing actually. The order in which you meet each person in life is actually very important. If many people met at a different time, the outcome would be different. Perhaps some love can only be expressed with words and hidden in the years. Cherish it while you are still with us. Liu Qingyu seemed to have answered, but also seemed to have said nothing. In her previous life, she had been specially trained in this kind of interview routine, so that key information would not be easily asked out. The young interviewer was immediately impressed by Liu Qingyu's literary and artistic spirit. Yes, meeting the wrong person at the wrong time is indeed a terrible thing. So, Qingyu, do you know? The subsequent interview was completely in Liu Qingyu's rhythm, with all the focus placed on various expectations regarding the game. Chapter 19 That Scumbag Turned Out to Be. The preliminaries are over, and now the entire program is not only popular in the competition cities, but has also created a music trend across the country. Many veteran singers have also released their new albums. Among them, Du Chao can be said to have had everything right at the right time and in the right place. His new album, I'm Ugly, immediately became a hot topic after it was released. At first, everyone only noticed the name of the album and thought that Du Chao was starting to take a contrasting and self-deprecating approach. Soon, the entertainment gossip magazine with a keen sense of nose published an eye-catching article titled, Shocking, the scumbag the whole internet is looking for is actually Du Chao. They also listed as evidence that both of Du Chao's hit songs were written and composed by Liu Qingyu, identifying Du Chao as the person who hurt Liu Qingyu. Of course, Du Chao's fans would not agree. They immediately pointed out that if Du Chao was really that scumbag, how could Liu Qingyu still write songs for him? Of course, there are also haters who refute, didn't you see what the 2 songs are called? They are ugly and weird. If you don't hate someone from the bottom of your heart, how could you use such a vicious word as the title of a song? No matter how much people argue online, Du Chao's new song is really a hit. It successfully joined Liu Qingyu's for songs in the top 10 of the overall song rankings. All of a sudden, people discovered that more than half of the 10 most popular songs were written by Liu Qingyu. How many secrets does this mysterious woman have? For example, is she really just a teacher in a training school? How did she know Du Chao and write songs for him? You have to know that it's not easy to get to know someone of Du Chao's status, let alone write songs for him. It's likely that no one will even look at it even if you write for him. Just after lunch, Liu Qingyu received a call from Sister Hua, saying that she was there to pick her up to go to the company. Liu Qingyu had just finished the preliminaries and would have to wait a few days before flying to the finals. He hadn't been to school for the past 2 days and was so bored that he kept drawing stickman storyboards. When she received the call from Sister Hua, she felt very surprised. Didn't she say that she would wait until the competition was over and see the results before signing the contract? Why was she going to the company now? Just a few minutes after she hung up the phone with Sister Hua, Du Chao called again and said he was downstairs to pick her up to go to the company. As soon as I got in the car, I saw Du Chao looking embarrassed and hesitant. Brother Du, what's wrong? Looking at your expression, let me tell you first, I have no money and can't lend it to you. Liu Qingyu asked curiously. It's not just borrowing money. By the way, how is the new album going? When will it be released? You don't have internet at home. Now it was Du Chao's turn to be surprised. I've been learning to draw comics these past 2 days and haven't had time to surf the internet. You don't even care about the ranking of your own songs. What's there to worry about? I've listened to all the songs in the preliminaries, and none of them are good enough. Liu Qingyu confidently waved his little fist in front of Du Chao. That's right. The quality of your songs is there. Now that their exposure has increased, there will naturally be people who appreciate their value. Du Chao was also relieved. Liu Qingyu is indeed very successful in the music industry now, and the only thing that can pose a threat to her ranking is the song she wrote for Du Chao. By the way, Brother Du, why did Sister Hua ask me to go to the company? What's going on? Indeed, there is something going on. It seems that the top management is very optimistic about you and wants to sign a contract with you right now. I guess you are going to discuss the contract. Liu Qingyu frowned. This was different from the plan. Her previous plan with Sister Hua was to become famous first and then sign a contract. Directly sign a Class B or Class A contract to avoid many deceptive clauses. Although I have won the preliminaries now, it is only the preliminaries. The company doesn't know that I have many classic stocks. Why should they be so confident in myself? Does the company want to sign a new contract with me now? It's impossible to sign a new contract since Sister Hua is there to support me. If that's the case, wouldn't Sister Hua notify me to go to the company? I was so confused that I just stopped thinking and continued the previous topic. You haven't said it yet. When will you release a new album? It has been sent, so I asked you if your home has no internet access. Du Chao looked helpless. It's sent. I'll go take a look. Liu Qingyu took out his mobile phone and was about to search it online. Then she saw that Du Chao is a scumbag, filled half of the internet. Brother Du, what did you do? Why do people say you are a scumbag? Liu Qingyu couldn't help it and laughed while covering her mouth. I hope you can still laugh later. Du Chao did not answer and could only complain silently in his heart. Du Chao abandoned Liu Qingyu. Du Chao is the culprit who hurt Liu Qingyu? What the hell is this? How could you abandon and hurt me just because you released a new song? Liu Qingyu was no longer calm. Although I have seen people hyping up CPS to attract traffic in my previous life, I also understand that if the CP is not hyped well, it can easily fail. Moreover, this is abandonment and hurt and so on, isn't this called CP hype? Why don't you come out and clarify? Liu Qingyu asked tentatively. Didn't I come here to see you? Let me hear what you have to say first. Du Chao probably felt embarrassed as well. She helped me write 2 super single new songs, but ended up getting caught up in an internet whirlpool. I felt really sorry for her. You know, although Liu Qingyu usually appears to be quite cheerful, she is also a young girl in her 20s. What woman doesn't care about her reputation? She was the one who got caught in the crossfire this time. Du Chao felt a little sorry for Liu Qingyu, but he didn't know that this kind of hype was much more successful in his previous life. In this strange atmosphere, the car drove all the way to the company. This time, I didn't go to the recording studio, but was taken directly into the conference room. In the conference room, besides Sister Hua, there was also manager Liu from the artist department whom I had met before, the company's general manager Wu Minute, and a woman I had never seen before. The woman gave off an aura that kept strangers away. Looking at manager Liu and general manager Wu's attitude towards her, there was a hint of fear in their flattery. It is certain that this woman's background is not simple. As soon as Liu Qingyu and the other person came in and said hello, Sister Hua stood up and held Liu Qingyu. Manager Liu and President Wu, you know them. This is Ms. Xu Ping, assistant to the group president. Sister Hua was afraid that Liu Qingyu might not know the person and say something wrong, so she quickly introduced the woman's identity to her. Assistant Xu, this is Liu Qingyu. As soon as Sister Hua finished speaking, Xu Ping stretched out her hand. Hello, Ms. Liu, I have been listening to your songs these days. To be honest, you write really well. Liu Qingyu was a little surprised by Xu Ping's kindness. When Sister Hua introduced the identity of the visitor, she was actually prepared to face the other party's condescending attitude. This sudden friendliness left her confused for a moment. Wasn't the script supposed to be like this? Shouldn't this situation be a situation where a cold female executive forcefully forces the newcomer to sign a contract to sell himself to the company and work like a slave for the company from then on? Seeing the hand stretched out in front of him, Liu Qingyu had no choice but to hold it and said with a smile, "Thank you for the compliment. I'm here this time on behalf of the group's president to discuss the contract with Miss Liu. I heard from Sister Hua before that you are also interested in signing a contract with our company, so tell me your conditions." There was no vague opening remarks. Xu Ping went straight to the point. Something was wrong, very wrong. Liu Qingyu secretly became alert. Chapter 20, Sugar-Coated Bullet. Before Liu Qingyu could speak, Sister Hua spoke first. Qingyu is a talented kid, but I think I should wait and see. This is a good opportunity for me to take advantage of the competition and see more before making a decision. Sister Hua was afraid that Liu Qingyu might say something wrong, so she quickly spoke for her and also subtly revealed her close relationship with Liu Qingyu. Having said that, it is estimated that Xu Ping is unlikely to use her power to pressure others. No matter what, Sister Hua has some reputation in the industry. For the newcomers she supports, the company will more or less consider Sister Hua's attitude in all aspects. Indeed, in this competition, Miss Liu can be said to have surpassed all others in terms of skills. Her strength is naturally beyond doubt. Why not listen to the company's opinions? Xu Ping did not respond to Sister Hua's words, but instead said to Liu Qingyu. Hearing this, Sister Hua looked at Manager Liu and Mr. Wu curiously. If the company has any decision, they will definitely inform me. But when Sister Hua looked over, the two of them were also surprised, and they didn't seem to know why the group would skip over them and directly intervene in the contract of a newcomer. Seeing the strange expressions of several people in the conference room, Xu Ping smiled and said slowly, "This is a temporary decision made by President Xiao. I just received the notice early this morning and flew here as soon as possible, so I'm sorry for not notifying you in advance." It would have been fine if she didn't explain, because once she did, everyone became even more confused. Who is Mr. Xiao? He is the president of the Xiao Group, which has 5 listed companies under its umbrella, and its business scope covers almost all walks of life. Although Xuxiang Media is already one of the top media companies in the country, it can only be regarded as a subsidiary of the Xiao Group, and a relatively small one at that. As the current president of the group, it is no exaggeration to say that Mr. Xiao is very busy. Why would he pay attention to a small green carp? Not only was everyone confused, but Xu Ping also didn't quite understand it when she received the task. To sign a new singer, she, the president's assistant, had to make a personal trip. Everyone has witnessed Miss Liu's performance in this competition. Mr. Xiao said that he is very optimistic about Miss Liu's future development in the entertainment industry, so he might as well relax the contract terms a little bit. Xu Ping's tone remained unchanged. After hearing what Xu Ping said, Mr. Wu, Manager Liu, and Sister Hua exchanged glances and asked tentatively, "Assistant Xu means to skip the new employee contract and sign the B contract directly. Boss Xiao's idea is to just go for it in one go and sign the top-level deal. What do you think, Boss Wu?" Mr. Xiao has spoken personally, what else can I do? How dare I have any opinion? Well, Liu Qingyu's qualifications are very good in all aspects, especially her creative ability, which is even more admirable. I think the Queen contract is indeed quite suitable, Sister Hua. What do you think? Sister Hua, who was still in shock, finally came to her senses. After hearing what Mr. Wu said, she did not immediately agree, but said, "Is it too fast? I don't doubt Qingyu's talent, but I'm afraid other artists will have opinions if I do this. As for the other artists, I believe you three can handle it. I've said everything I need to say. That's it. I have a meeting tonight and I have to fly back to Qingyu now. You guys get busy." After Xu Ping finished speaking, she stood up and left without caring about anyone's reactions, as decisive as her temperament. Mr. Wu and his colleagues immediately stood up to see him off. The only ones left in the conference room were Liu Qingyu, who looked confused, and Du Chao, who had been invisible the entire time. Du Chao stared at Liu Qingyu blankly, as if he had discovered something extraordinary. "Xiao Yue, what's going on now?" "Don't ask me, I don't know either. My mind is a mess now. Tell me, is it possible that Mr. Xiao is actually your long-lost father? Otherwise, how could such a big piece of pie fall from the sky?" After seeing Xu Ping off, the three people just returned to the conference room and heard Du Chao's words as soon as they entered the door. "Don't talk nonsense. Mr. Xiao hasn't even gotten married yet, so how could he have such a big daughter? By the way, Qingyu, do you know Mr. Xiao?" Mr. Wu said, even changing his address. "I don't know him. This is the first time I heard of this person today." Liu Qingyu's heart was really confused. This doesn't match the script at all. Where did Mr. Xiao come from? I don't know him at all. Is there any conspiracy here? Is he trying to use unspoken rules? It's no wonder that Liu Qingyu had so many wild thoughts. He had seen a lot of things like this in his previous life, but he didn't have the opportunity to do so. Now that it happened to him, he was a little at a loss. "Sister Hua, when you've decided on the contract, just come to me to sign. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first." Mr. Wu and manager Liu also left. Now only Du Chao, Liu Qingyu and Sister Hua are left in the conference room. "Xiao Yue, you really don't know Mr. Xiao?" Sister Hua asked with a suspicious look on her face. "Sister Hua, I've already told you that this is the first time I've heard of this person today." "That's strange. Why would he, such a big boss, pay attention to a newcomer like you? Could it be?" Sister Hua seemed to have thought of something bad and frowned involuntarily. "What should I do, Sister Hua?" Today's shock was indeed a big one, and Liu Qingyu was at a loss for a moment. "Just do what you have to do. Of course you should accept the free benefits. If anything happens, I will defend you." Sister Hua slapped the table and decided to eat the sugar coating first and deal with the bomb later. Is it really a contract? Liu Qingyu was still a little uncertain. Sign it, why not? Such a good opportunity must not be missed. If there really is a problem, we can deal with it when the time comes. After Sister Hua finished speaking, she asked Liu Qingyu to wait while she went to the legal department to prepare the contract. Du Chao treated everyone to dinner again, the reason being to celebrate Xiao Yue's successful signing, and it was just the three of them. At the dinner table, seeing that Liu Qingyu looked absent-minded, Du Chao decided to change the topic of discussion. "Sister Hua, should I come out and clarify the news on the internet?" Chapter 21, Is He Chasing You? That night, Liu Qingyu indeed received a call from the organizer of The Strongest Original Sound. Various matters concerning their first game were explained in detail over the phone, which were basically the same as what Sister Hua had explained. The only difference is that contestants have to submit their songs and list of backing singers 1 week in advance, and they have to join the program crew 3 days in advance, but backing singers can arrive on the same day. For those who can't find a suitable backup singer, the program team thoughtfully provides a list and they can choose one to be their backup singer. The list contains all unsuccessful singers, so there is no need to worry about their professionalism, as each person's strengths and voice characteristics are also given in detail. I guess these singers have cooperated with CTS and hope to become popular again through this program. Liu Qingyu didn't have to worry, as she had already made an agreement with Du Chao. The only problem she had was deciding what song to sing. It's not that there are no songs, it's just that there are too many classic songs and it's a bit difficult to choose. I looked at Chen Mengting, who was drawing beside me, and wanted to ask for her opinion. But Chen Mengting has been completely immersed in Liu Qingyu's stickman paintings these days, and seems to be showing signs of becoming obsessed. I decided to just forget it and choose carefully. First, I ruled out duets. There is still heated discussion online about how she was hurt by Du Chao. Don't add fuel to the fire. But leaving aside love songs, there are not many duets between men and women, and even fewer classics. After all, the duet form is mainly used for love songs. It gave her a headache to think about it. She couldn't possibly sing Tai Shui Danshan with Du Chao. Thinking of the image of Du Chao wearing a fur coat, holding a bow in his hand and making a bow bending pose, Liu Qingyu couldn't help laughing. Chen Mengting, who was standing next to her, was furious when she saw her best friend laughing so ridiculously while daydreaming on the bed. Liu Qingyu, even capitalists don't exploit you like you do. I'm trying my best to give you a good picture, but you're still standing there looking stupid. Come on, tell me and make me laugh too. Nothing, I just thought of something funny. By the way, how's the painting going? Don't change the subject, you've been acting weird lately. What's wrong? Are you afraid that you have made yourself stupid by painting? You didn't have dinner with me tonight. Our brother Du insisted on treating us tonight. I will definitely bring you along next time. Ouch. It's Du again. And you said you didn't have a date. Why are you talking about a date again? Didn't I tell you about it last time? I even took you and Xiaolong there together. Was that a date? Maybe you don't think so, but it's okay as long as your brother Du thinks so. What kind of mess have you been thinking about all day? Liu Qingyu simply got up and went to take a shower. Don't you feel it? He is chasing you. Outside the bathroom, Chen Mengting was still chasing him. That's not true, don't talk nonsense. Liu Qingyu retorted while washing. Oh, I think you are confused because you are involved. Count it yourself. How many times have you eaten with him during this period of time? And you still say no. I'm not, I didn't, you're talking nonsense. Liu Qingyu made 3 consecutive denials, but it sounded a bit lacking in confidence. I don't know why, but after Chen Mengting said this, I suddenly felt a little bit of anticipation in my heart, even though I hadn't had any thoughts at first. You are acting out a TV drama with me here, and you are still saying, it's not me, I didn't, you are talking nonsense. Chen Mengting imitated the plot in the TV drama and repeated it again. Okay, we're going to try out the new song together tomorrow. Come with me and I'll let you see if it's true. Okay. Chen Mengting agreed readily. It was unclear whether she really wanted to see Liu Qingyu or simply wanted to see the star. The next morning, Chen Mengting really followed him to the recording studio. Several people came to the recording studio and unexpectedly met Li Hongqiu. After some greetings, I learned that this guy was also here to audition a song, and asked Director Zhang to help him check and make some revisions. I made an appointment with Director Zhang a few days ago, so he came early in the morning. He is not like Du Chao, who can come whenever he wants. He is still in the rookie stage. Li Hongqiu was surprised to see that Du Chao came with Liu Qingyu. You know, there has been overwhelming gossip about the two of them in recent days. But looking at their current state, that's obviously not the case. Seeing Li Hongqiu's dazed look, Liu Qingyu joked, "What's wrong? Is it necessary to be so surprised to see me?" No, I'm just curious. Are you here to see Director Zhang as well? Yes. Don't new songs have to be submitted in advance? Let me try to sing. Ms. Liu's new song? I can't miss it. How is it? Is there an accompaniment? Director Zhang immediately became excited when he heard that Liu Qingyu came to try out the new song. I haven't made the accompaniment yet. Let's get familiar with the song this time. I'll make do with the piano first. Li Hongqiu was also very excited. He stopped caring about his own business and waited for Liu Qingyu's performance. I remember there will be backing singers this time, right? Is this lady the one who will be the backing singer? Director Zhang thought that Chen Mengting was the backing singer brought by Liu Qingyu, so he turned around and asked. Chen Mengting was embarrassed at this point. She had originally just wanted to listen to a live version and be a nobody, but why was the question suddenly asked about her? She quickly explained, No, I came here to accompany Qingyu, and Brother Du is the backup singer. Since they had eaten together before, she simply followed Liu Qingyu's example and called Du Chao Brother Du. Oh! A duet between a man and a woman. This requires higher standards for lyrics and music. Director Zhang became even more curious and wanted to let them sing it right now. Liu Qingyu took out the prepared song sheet and handed it to Du Chao, then walked to the piano and planned to familiarize himself with it first. Director Zhang couldn't hold it in any longer, so he simply took the music score from Du Chao's hand, copied a copy and started reading it himself. While watching, I also sighed. Great. As expected of Miss Liu, you are really amazing. It would have been better if he didn't say it. After he said it, Li Hongqiu next to him felt uncomfortable and kept complaining in his heart. You said you can't make one more copy. I want to see it too. And you keep saying brilliant all the time. Am I doomed to lose before I even start the game? Half an hour later, they felt it was about time, so they finally started singing for the first time. The first time was not very smooth. Du Chao was out of tune, which made Director Zhang, who was used to Liu Qingyu's style of getting it done in one go, very dissatisfied. He pulled Du Chao aside and started explaining and scolding him. Li Hongqiu was completely convinced. He looked at Chen Mengting beside him and asked softly, "Are you good friends with Sister Qingyu?" "Yes, we are best friends." Chen Mengting was still very friendly to the handsome guy and answered like a lady. "Then do you know how Sister Qingyu writes songs?" Li Hongqiu began to inquire about the secret of success. "How to write? I don't know either. I just watched her hum a few lines and then write and draw on the paper, and then she wrote it down. Is it really that simple? Is it difficult? I see she writes songs this way every time, so it's not that difficult." At this moment, Li Hongqiu suddenly didn't want to pay attention to Chen Mengting. "What do you mean by humming a few lines and it's done? It shouldn't be that difficult. This is simply heartbreaking. When I write songs myself, I always have to wait for inspiration, think hard, and scratch my head, and I can only write one paragraph at most. Sister Qingyu's speed is too exaggerated." Li Hongqiu exclaimed from the bottom of his heart this time. "Is it fast?" "Not really. She used to finish it in 10 minutes, but today it took her almost an hour." Chapter 22, Going on the Road Alone. Sister Hua has officially become Liu Qingyu's agent. Today, she came to the art training school to discuss things as Liu Qingyu's agent. Since he has signed a contract with the company, it is basically impossible for Liu Qingyu to go to school every day. The negotiations went unexpectedly smoothly. The school said that Liu Qingyu could serve as their honorary teacher. Those who were interested could come to teach 2 classes. If they didn't come, it was okay. The salary would be paid as usual, and an additional bonus would be paid. In fact, it just means letting Liu Qingyu be their spokesperson, image ambassador, etc. The school has already tasted the benefits brought to them by Liu Qingyu in this competition, and now Liu Qingyu has decided to officially enter the entertainment industry. Then it is possible for both parties to deepen their cooperation. While Liu Qingyu is still a newcomer and the endorsement fee is relatively cheap, they must act decisively. In addition, the school also specially approved vacation for Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong, so that they can accompany Liu Qingyu to Qinju to participate in the finals as a family and friends, and the entire trip will be reimbursed. Upon hearing the news, the two were almost overjoyed. They never thought that such a good thing as paid travel would happen to them. After becoming rich, the first thing Liu Qingyu did was to bring her 2 best friends to the orphanage and spend the whole day with the children. Before leaving, he left 2 checks for Mother Liu, one for the children and one for Mother Liu. It would be easy to give the ones for the children, but Liu Mar was determined not to give one for herself. Liu Qingyu had actually expected this and did not force it. "Anyway, I have made up my mind that I will take care of Liu Mar in her old age, so it doesn't matter if she stays with me." Soon, the day to go to Qinju arrived. Liu Qingyu was arranged by Sister Hua to sit in the first-class cabin because it was a company rule that passengers of her level must sit in the first-class cabin. As a 2nd or 3rd-tier artist in the previous life, how could he have the chance to enjoy this? The original owner had never even been on an airplane. Given this opportunity, she accepted the arrangement with peace of mind and sat alone in the first-class cabin. There were few people here and most of the seats were empty. Only a middle-aged man kept staring at her. The man was wearing a suit that looked expensive. He had a hooked nose and surprisingly not a bald hair. He looked like a successful man. But when she sat down, the man actually moved to the seat next to her. Since Sister Hua had something to do, she and Du Chao would come a few days later. Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong would also have to wait until the official competition before flying to Qinju, so only Liu Qingyu was here this time. The man's sudden approach scared Liu Qingyu. Could it be that he had met a pervert? Are you Miss Liu Qingyu? The middle-aged man asked with a cautious expression. Do you know me? This was something Liu Qingyu had not expected. Someone on the plane actually knew her. She didn't even know her when she was sitting in the waiting hall before boarding the plane. In fact, she just didn't realize that she had been a VIP before. There were only a few people there, and most of them didn't pay much attention to the entertainment industry. Of course, Miss Liu sings really well. My daughter admires you very much and said that she wants to become a singer-songwriter like you after graduation. By the way, my last name is Ju, this is my business card, we can work together if there is a chance. The man spoke of his daughter with a proud look on his face, and then handed Liu Qingyu a business card. Thank your daughter for me. She will definitely succeed. Liu Qingyu said as he politely took the business card. The business card reads, Ju Tong, General Manager of Dafeng Pictures. Turns out he is from the same circle, no wonder he recognized me. Liu Qingyu knew that Dafeng Pictures was also a film and television production company in Shanghai. It was not very large, but its approach was very different. Most film and television production companies carefully select scripts when making movies, and then polish them in order to achieve the best quality and box office success. This company is different. They only look at the market when making films. They shoot whatever subject is popular. Not only is their production fast, but their output is also astonishing. And they usually don't go into theaters, but go directly to online theaters. Don't think that they will lose money because of the poor quality of their films. Since their films have extremely low production costs and online cinemas have a large audience, this company is actually very profitable. It's Mr. Ju, nice to meet you. Knowing that he had misunderstood others, Liu Qingyu hurried to make amends. In the entertainment industry, more friends mean more paths, and the Xuxiang media where she works is very strong. However, he mainly engages in TV drama production. Although he has always wanted to make a name for himself in the film and music circles, his investment has always been small. And I really don't want to act in those third-rate Mary Sue melodramas, so in the end I guess I can only invest in what I like. By then, maybe Dafeng Pictures can provide some help. Both of them wanted to have a good relationship with each other, so they just started chatting. It turned out that Ju Tong went to Qingju to pick up her daughter, Ju Mieshuan, who was studying at Qingju Drama Academy. Isn't summer vacation coming soon? As a daughter slave, Ju Tong is worried about letting his daughter go home alone, so he has to pick her up in person. Seeing Ju Tong's happy face when he mentioned his daughter, Liu Qingyu couldn't help but think of the dream about his parents. The two of them unexpectedly got along well along the way, mainly because many of Ju Tong's ideas about the entertainment industry were incompatible with the current entertainment industry, which was a bit like the Earth in their previous life. For example, Ju Tong is also planning to acquire the film and television adaptation rights of some online novels, which was a very common thing in his previous life. But here, no film and television production company has ever done this, because everyone still thinks that online articles are too straightforward and have no artistic value. This made Liu Qingyu more convinced of Ju Tong's business acumen. After the plane landed, Liu Qingyu was surprised to find that Xu Ping was waiting for her. Let's go. I'll take you to your accommodation. I've already informed the production team. You'll live in a place arranged by the company. He was still as cold and aloof as ever, not giving Liu Qingyu any room for bargaining. Everything is arranged. Yes, my assistant Xiao Zhang will accompany you throughout your stay in Qingju. If you have any questions, just let her know. If she can't help, call me directly. As he said this, he handed her a business card. Xu Ping, assistant to the president of Xiao Group. Looking at the business card, Liu Qingyu was really a little dumbfounded. Is the Xiao Group so powerful? Even assistants are equipped with assistants. Sister Xu, can I ask a question? Liu Qingyu felt very uneasy. The treatment was too good. She had never heard of such a treatment for a newcomer in her entire life. If she doesn't get to the bottom of it, she won't be able to sleep or eat. I'm a newcomer, why do I get such good treatment? After asking, Liu Qingyu stared straight into Xu Ping's eyes. I don't know. Originally, President Xiao and Director Xiao were going to have dinner with you tonight. I guess you'll know the answer by then. But the company's several overseas businesses have suddenly run into problems. If you want to know the answer, you may have to wait until they return home. After hearing Xu Ping's words, Liu Qingyu became even more confused. It was troublesome enough for Mr. Xiao alone, so why did another Mr. Xiao show up now? Sister Xu, what is this Mr. Xiao? Liu Qingyu decided to turn into a curious baby while Xu Ping was in a good mood to communicate. Do you really not care about financial news at all? Mr. Xiao is of course the chairman of the Xiao Group, and he is also Mr. Xiao's father. Xu Ping said in a rare joking tone. Damn it, why do we have to meet the parents all of a sudden? Isn't there such a routine in the entertainment industry? The more he listened, the more confused Liu Qingyu became. He felt that his past life experience had no effect on his current situation. What kind of magic trick was this? Hooking up with female celebrities and asking their parents to check on him? Chapter 23 I Am the Ghost. At night, lying alone on the luxurious bed in the presidential suite that he had just booked, Liu Qingyu felt an indescribable discomfort in his heart. I have already spoken to Sister Hua on the phone. Her advice is to take advantage of the bargains first and deal with the rest when she comes over. What else can I do? I have already checked the information of Xiao Group through the internet. Chairman Xiao Qi is 58 years old this year, but he looks very haggard, like a man in his 70s. He has basically retired behind the scenes. However, considering that he started from scratch and became the best in the country today, it is no exaggeration to say that he has worked hard for half his life. The current president of Xiao Group is Xiao Qi's only son, Xiao Xiangwen. He has taken over his father's business at the age of 28. He can be said to be young and promising. Liu Qingyu also specifically checked out the gossip about Xiao Xiangwen. But the information on the internet is very clean. I don't know if it has been specially publicized. Liu Qingyu could only pray silently in her heart, hoping that Xiao Xiangwen was really such a self-disciplined person. The next morning, Liu Qingyu was woken up by a phone call. She couldn't sleep last night and fell into a drowsy sleep almost at dawn. The person who called was Assistant Xu's assistant. Assistant Zhang called to remind Liu Qingyu that she had to go to the program team early this morning to submit the music score. When Liu Qingyu went downstairs, the car was already waiting at the door. In the car, Assistant Zhang took out a notebook as usual and said, Ms. Liu, we are going to submit the music score early this morning. How should we arrange the rest of the time? Liu Qingyu was stunned for a moment by this question. She couldn't tell her that she had an appointment with a psychologist in the afternoon and was going to receive psychological counseling, right? I could only change my words and said that I was going to see a friend in the afternoon who was a doctor in Qingyu. Since I had come to Qingyu myself, it would be inappropriate to take a look. So what gifts should we prepare? No need, just buy some fruits when the time comes. We are old friends, so don't worry about these. Liu Qingyu could only bite the bullet and continue to make up stories. Submitting music scores is very simple and can actually be done online. It's just that the program team needs to provide certain stage performance guidance to all contestants. After all, it's a live TV broadcast, and it would be bad if they made a fool of themselves on stage. This was not a big problem for Liu Qingyu. After seeing her performance, the director did not force her to complete all the training courses. I went to see the psychologist in the afternoon. Assistant Zhang had already prepared a fruit basket with a lot of miscellaneous fruits in it. Liu Qingyu couldn't refuse, so she could only carry the fruit basket and go upstairs to see the doctor under the strange looks from the front desk clerk at the clinic. The doctor's surname is Wang. He is in his 40s, wears a pair of gold-rimmed glasses and looks gentle and refined. Seeing Liu Qingyu coming in with a fruit basket, he was also surprised. The event hasn't even started yet, and you're already sending a fruit basket as a thank you. After saying hello, Dr. Wang asked Liu Qingyu to lie on a separate large sofa. To be honest, the sofa is really comfortable. Seeing that Liu Qingyu was lying quite contentedly, Dr. Wang began to ask about his condition. Tell me more about it. During the previous appointment, you said you had symptoms of schizophrenia. Yes, Dr. Wang. I often feel that my body is out of touch with my mind lately. What's the disconnect? It doesn't matter if you explain it in more detail or in a more popular way. I'll judge the rest. How should I put it? It's like being possessed by a ghost, you know the kind of possession shown on TV, where I clearly want to go left or right, but my body goes to the right on its own. It's like there's another me inside my body fighting against my thoughts. From what you said, you do have a tendency towards split personality. So, have you ever found that you have done things that you didn't know about? Dr. Wang, what does this mean? What do you mean by doing something you didn't know about? Well, it's like, you clearly remember that you went to bed early at night, but the next day your friend said that you called him and chatted with him all night last night. Sleepwalking. It's not sleepwalking. It's the second personality that takes over your body after you fall asleep. She is technically still you. Not when I'm asleep, but when I'm doing certain things, I can feel my body fighting me, not the kind that takes over my body. Then do you feel that there is another person living in your body, just like what you said, being possessed by a ghost? Dr. Wang became serious. Not now. I don't feel it's as serious as you said, Dr. Wang. I'm sure no one or ghost is trying to take control of my body. I just resist sometimes. Dr. Wang talked to Liu Qingyu for nearly 2 hours with a serious face, repeatedly asking about Liu Qingyu's symptoms from all aspects. Finally, the conclusion was reached. Your condition does show signs of schizophrenia, but fortunately it is still in the early stages and your second personality has not yet fully formed. In your words, the ghost that possessed you has not yet fully awakened and is still very weak. Then doctor, is there any way to completely eliminate that ghost? It's not a solution to keep doing this. The treatment of split personality is very difficult. It requires medication and continuous psychological counseling. I must also figure out what exactly stimulated you to develop a second personality before it can be treated. After hearing what Dr. Wang said, Liu Qingyu was at a loss for a moment. She couldn't tell him that she was a time traveler, right? After thinking for a long time, Liu Qingyu slowly said, Dr. Wang, I think you misunderstood. I am not talking about how to treat and eliminate the second personality. I just need to make sure that there is no inconsistency between the body and the mind. Hearing Liu Qingyu's words, Dr. Wang smiled and said, this is actually the same thing. You have the symptoms you mentioned because you have a split personality. Only by thoroughly understanding the new personality can you recover. No, Dr. Wang, you really misunderstood. I am very sure that I only have one personality, because I am the second personality you mentioned. Liu Qingyu embellished her story of traveling through time and space. After all, she was sure that the original owner had died in the bathtub a long time ago. After hearing what Liu Qingyu said, Dr. Wang was really shocked. It was the first time he had encountered such a situation in his more than 10 years of medical practice. Are you sure? Of course I am sure. I know when I appeared, and I know everything that happened before. I also know that she is gone. Dr. Wang took off his glasses, wiped them with a glasses cloth and put them back on. It was obvious that he was confused. To be honest, this is the first time I've encountered a situation like yours. Dr. Wang, just do your best. I don't hold out much hope. No, there is still hope. From what you said, when you showed up, the original you was gone. I want to know how she disappeared. She committed suicide. She couldn't bear the blow and committed suicide. Then I showed up. Well, let's put it this way. That incident caused the main personality to commit suicide, and the second personality took over the body. In fact, you have always existed, but you just didn't wake up before. Chapter 24 Rehearsal. The treatment lasted a whole afternoon, so it may not be accurate to call it a treatment. Because throughout the afternoon, Dr. Wang was trying to understand Liu Qingyu's condition in detail. This was the first time that Dr. Wang had encountered a case like hers. He could only try to understand it as much as possible and then discuss treatment. Finally, the solution given by Dr. Wang was to continue observing. He also analyzed the medical records with his teachers and classmates and came up with a solution as soon as possible. However, the simplest advice is to try to keep a happy mood as much as possible, reduce the stress of life, etc. Liu Qingyu decided to follow the doctor's advice in this regard. After all, she might be busier and busier in the future. Taking advantage of the rare free time now, she planned to take a good look around Qingyu. So, while other contestants were busy preparing for the competition, Liu Qingyu and Assistant Zhang traveled all over Qingyu. Assistant Zhang's full name is Zhang Jingjing. She is a top student who just graduated from a key university with a major in accounting. It is a miracle for her to be able to work at Xiao's right after graduation. Because they were of the same age, Liu Qingyu and Zhang Jingjing quickly became friends. Privately, Liu Qingyu also asked her why the company gave her such good treatment. The answer is still, I don't know, but it's not without gain. She learned about this from Zhang Jingjing. Xu Ping was also very confused about the matter and had expressed to her many times her incomprehension of it all. After hearing this, Liu Qingyu could basically rule out the option that Xiao Xiangwen wanted to use unspoken rules. After all, he couldn't hide these things from his assistant, and Xu Ping was not his assistant. This finally allowed Liu Qingyu to breathe a sigh of relief, so he played even more crazily. Firstly, in order to become famous in my previous life, I always kept myself very tense and had no time to relax. Secondly, it can be regarded as a way for the original owner to have a good look at the world. The world is so colorful. I hope she will not be obsessed with Jiyu Shaoxiang anymore. The day before the competition, Hua Jie and Du Chao finally arrived, accompanied by their relatives and friends Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong. For this purpose, Zhang Jingjing specially exchanged a large car from the company. When she saw Du Chao for the first time, Liu Qingyu joked, "How is it, brother Du? You won't be out of tune again this time, right? How is that possible? You don't know, I, Director Zhang, have been staying in the recording studio these days, practicing non-stop. It's the first time I realized that singing can be so painful." Du Chao looked speechless. Actually, his singing skills are pretty good. I guess he sang out of tune on the first day because he was new to the song. But after he got familiar with it, there was no problem anymore. But Director Zhang didn't think so. He was used to Liu Qingyu's performance, so he couldn't tolerate other people making such low-level mistakes and had to practice repeatedly. Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong were also simply happy. After all, it was a paid trip and everyone would be in a good mood. Sister Hua, on the other hand, kept frowning slightly. Liu Qingyu knew that she was worried about her own affairs. As for the bad things in the entertainment industry, she knew them all, but she had heard and seen them. But she was never able to figure out what was going on with Liu Qingyu, so she had no idea how to deal with it. I can only think hard every day, assuming various possible situations and then develop countermeasures. Let's send everyone to their hotel first. Liu Qingyu and Du Chao will go to the TV station for a trial rehearsal in the afternoon. When they arrived at the TV station, they were taken to a small room complete with sofas and a TV. According to the staff, this will be Liu Qingyu's exclusive lounge during the show, and each contestant will have one. During the competition, as long as she is not performing on stage, she can just stay here. This is really good for Liu Qingyu. She doesn't like a bunch of people crowding in a room, especially when there is Jiyu Shaoxiang in the crowd. What if my illness flares up again when I face Jiyu Shaoxiang? The program team also stipulated that contestants should avoid contact with each other as much as possible to avoid affecting their performance. Liu Qingyu likes this rule more, as it would be helpful for future development if she communicates more with other players. After all, more friends mean more paths. But if Jiyu Shaoxiang does it again like he did that day, and I can't control myself, it's scary to think about it. Du Chao looked around first, then simply collapsed on the sofa. This sofa is really nice and comfortable to sit on. By the way, Xia, how have you been these days? Are you used to it? Speaking of this, Liu Qingyu was no longer sleepy and began to talk incessantly about what he had done in Qinju in the past few days. Maybe she didn't realize that when she faced Du Chao, she always felt inexplicably relaxed and even talked more. Soon, the staff knocked on the door and told the two that it was their turn to rehearse. It's called a rehearsal, but in fact it's just for the contestants to get familiar with the stage and get used to the music. There were no audience members under the stage and the judges' seats were empty. There were only a few people in the first row of the audience, including the program planner, director, stage manager, and music director. Du Chao's appearance surprised everyone and they all stood up to greet him. Although I received the news a few days ago, I still felt uneasy because I hadn't met the person in person. This competition not only has hidden players like Liu Qingyu, but also already famous stars like Jiyu Shaoxiang. But in the final analysis, there is still a lack of breakthroughs. After all, it is similar to a talent show, and big names will not lower their prices to participate. The program team had considered finding a few popular stars to be judges, but finally gave up. After all, it is CTS and they have to ensure the professionalism of the program, so in the end the judges are all composed of professors from various professional music conservatories. The show has already attracted a lot of attention, and now a big star like Du Chao has come to perform as a supporting actor. It is just the right addition to the program. It can increase the attention of the program again without making people feel that the program has changed. It is a pleasant surprise for the program team. The program crew was quite curious about how Liu Qingyu could invite Du Chao. In recent days, the grievances between Liu Qingyu and Du Chao have been heatedly discussed on the internet, but looking at the current state of the two, it is not the case at all. After a while, the music started and the two began their first formal singing. This time the show is not played with accompaniment backstage, but with live accompaniment from the orchestra, which immediately makes the show look very classy. The program crew had already received the contestants' songs a long time ago, but except for the music director, everyone else sitting in the audience was actually hearing the song for the first time and they immediately became excited. Although I don't quite understand it, it sounds really good. This is the only voice in the hearts of several music laymen right now. Although there were some good songs in the previous rehearsal, once Liu Qingyu started singing, it became clear that the previous contestants' songs all had some flaws to a certain extent. Chapter 25. I don't want to play a brainless Mary Sue. Each group of singers only has half an hour to familiarize themselves with the stage. It was neither long nor short. Liu Qingyu's group only sang it once to get a feel for it. The rest of the time was used to practice the two of them working together on stage. This practice surprised Du Chao, because he knew that Liu Qingyu had no stage experience before. But now she looked so calm and composed, without any awkwardness of a newcomer at all. It feels like you were born to do this. Your sense of stage presence is truly eye-opening. After leaving the TV station, Du Chao's first words were one of deep praise. It's mainly because you lead us well. I'm just cooperating with you. Liu Qingyu said this with rare modesty. Of course, she couldn't tell Du Chao that although she failed in her previous life, she still had a lot of stage experience. This time, the two did not go out to eat alone, but called together their two best friends, Sister Hua and Liu Qingyu. Liu Qingyu still remembered Chen Mingting's words and would never give her the chance to tease her. At the dinner table, seeing that Sister Hua was still frowning, Liu Qingyu comforted her. Sister Hua, it's okay, it hasn't come to that yet. Since her best friend was present, she couldn't say it too bluntly. We can only take things one step at a time. I asked around and I really didn't hear about any mess. That's it, isn't it? That means there's nothing wrong. Don't worry. It's only when those things don't happen that I'm more worried. I don't understand what's going on right now. Liu Qingyu felt that after his words of comfort, Sister Hua became even more melancholy, so he decided to change the subject. Sister Hua, what are your plans after the game? There are definitely arrangements, but it depends on your choice. The company is going to produce several TV series, and you can pick one at that time. If you want to continue singing, that's fine, but I suggest you try TV series. Why? Isn't Xiaoyu good at singing? Du Chao asked. Don't you know the level of the company's creators? If Xiaoyu focuses on singing, then she can only rely on herself. That's right, Sister Hua, what drama have you prepared for Xiaoyu? What role will he play? Du Chao seemed to be more concerned about it than Liu Qingyu. They are the company's two urban romance dramas, which have been approved before. I'll be the second female lead at least, and it's not impossible for me to be the female lead. When Sister Hua said this, her face finally regained its former confidence. When Liu Qingyu heard this, she asked weakly, Sister Hua, can I make a movie myself? As expected, the entire box fell into silence immediately. What did you say? Sister Hua suspected that she had heard it wrong. I said, I want to make a movie myself. Liu Qingyu's voice became lower and lower as he spoke. Xiaoyu, are you still sleepy? Movies are not that easy to make. Do you know how to make one? Listen to me, choose a drama to practice and hone your acting skills first. Before Sister Hua could say anything, Du Chao couldn't help but start to persuade her. No, I really don't want to act in that kind of Mary Sue drama. It's too embarrassing. Liu Qingyu told the truth. The company can't let a newcomer like you tinker with a movie. If you want to make one, you have to find investment yourself. Where can you find it? The money required for a movie is not a small amount. Be obedient, just like Du Chao said, shoot a drama first to hone your acting skills. Sister Hua also spoke. The more people refused to let him go, the more Liu Qingyu wanted to prove it to them, to let them see what a real movie is, to tell the world that movies are not just about mindless love stories. Do it as soon as you think of it. When you returned to their hotel at night, Liu Qingyu took out the business card he got on the plane, General Manager of Dafeng Pictures, Zhu Tong. The call was quickly connected. Hello, is this Manager Zhu? I'm Liu Qingyu, we met on the plane. It's Miss Liu. What do you want to talk to me about? Ask professionals about professional matters. Liu Qingyu made up his mind and simply went to consult Zhu Tong. I don't know how many movies their company makes in a year, so they must be very good at filming. The two talked on the phone for a long time, and Liu Qingyu also calculated in his mind. According to the quotation given by Zhu Tong, to set up the most rudimentary crew, including equipment, it would cost at least 500,000 yuan a month. The post-production special effects would be the biggest expense, which would cost at least 1 million yuan. Liu Qingyu doesn't have 1.5 million now, and this doesn't include the actors' pay. I just donated money to the orphanage, and now I can only take out 200,000 yuan at most. However, there are ways to shoot a movie even if you don't have money. First, reduce the size of the crew. The director and screenwriter can be the ones themselves. It's just copying homework after all, so it's not difficult. Let Chen Mengting try out for art, and Li Zhilong for photography and recording. At most, we can just find a few miscellaneous staff. As for the actors, Liu Qingyu is enough. At worst, we can find a few extras. If that doesn't work, Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong can also be in the cast. In this way, the crew's cost should be no more than 200,000 yuan, mainly because renting equipment is too expensive. However, it is not impossible to save some money by shooting faster. As for the post-production special effects, you can't save on them, but if you win first place in the competition, it is said that there will be a prize of exactly 1 million. Moreover, the number of song downloads on my website is currently firmly in the forefront, so I estimate that I will earn a lot of money by then. After calculating this, Liu Qingyu found that it was not too difficult to invest in and make a movie by herself. After the competition was over, she would get her best friend to start working on it. That night, Liu Qingyu dreamed that he stepped onto the Oscar podium for the 5th time, and this time he achieved a grand slam. Chapter 26: The Mouse Sees the Cat. The next day at noon, Liu Qingyu and Du Chao came to the TV station right after lunch. The competition would be held tonight, and the contestants had to arrive in advance. She was not as nervous as the other contestants, and she was a little sleepy because she had just had lunch. So he seemed particularly lazy, which made Du Chao marvel at him. How could there be such a newcomer? Sitting in the lounge, he could hear the doors of other lounges in the corridor opening and closing frequently, and people coming in and out, filling the air with a layer of anxiety. Looking at Liu Qingyu dozing on the sofa, Du Chao couldn't help but ask, "Are you not nervous at all?" "What's the point of being nervous? The playlist has already been submitted, and the rest is not something I can change, so just wait patiently." "I mean, you really don't look like a rookie. Over the years, I've seen too many rookies debuting. Everyone was very nervous at first, fearing that a small mistake would ruin their future, but you don't seem worried at all." "That's because my songs are good. Besides, I have a way out. At worst I can go back and continue teaching." Liu Qingyu joked. "Okay, your idea is really different from others. By the way, you said yesterday that you wanted to make a movie. Are you serious about it?" "Of course, I have even written the script." Liu Qingyu became excited when talking about the movie. She repeated to Du Chao what she had learned from manager Zhu yesterday, and also mentioned her own money-saving plan. "How is it? It's not that difficult, right?" Liu Qingyu looked at Du Chao with a smug look on his face. "Are you really sure? You know, this is not a small amount of money. If you are not careful, it will all be wasted." Du Chao said seriously. "Don't worry. After the game tonight, I'll let you read the script. You've definitely never seen such an exciting movie. I have confidence." The box office results in the previous life have been tested, and coupled with the poor performance of the entire entertainment industry in this world, Liu Qingyu is full of confidence. "What you said makes me a little excited. I hope you are not kidding me. I have filmed many movies." Du Chao was so confident when he heard her say that, and he was also infected by her and gained some confidence in her. After a while, the staff knocked on the door and came in to confirm the entire program process with them for the last time. Finally, they kindly brought them a program sequence list. Wow, this time Liu Qingyu is the first to appear. Does the production crew want to use a big trick right from the start? Du Chao looked at the playlist, smiled and said, "I didn't expect Dingxing and Qianhe to work so hard. They actually invited them all out. What's wrong? Who did you invite out?" Liu Qingyu listened to Du Chao's serious tone and leaned over. Jiyu Shaoshan was at his peak. Look at his backing singer. It turned out to be the retired Sister Fei and Qianhe. He even got the actor who to come. Du Chao said while sighing. What's the big deal? Didn't we invite Qingyu out? What's wrong? Is Qingyu scared? Liu Qingyu started to make fun of Du Chao. King of Pop? You gave me that title. He is the real queen of pop and the best actor of the year. I can't compare to him. Du Chao said helplessly. You have to have confidence in yourself. When I make 2 movies for you in the future, won't you be an award-winning actor? It won't take only a few minutes. After hearing what you said, I feel even more uncertain. The two of them were joking and laughing without any sense of tension at all. There is no such relaxed atmosphere in the other lounges. Liu Qingyu looked at the list and said to his friend helplessly, big companies are really shameless. They hired such big names to be backing singers. They don't even give people a chance to survive. Are you scared? Would I be afraid? Fear doesn't exist in the dictionary of the Zhang family. I'm just wondering why Du Chao would come to be Liu Qingyu's backup singer? Isn't it said online that Du Chao abandoned her after having an affair? You believe what's on the internet. But this is really difficult. If Liu Qingyu keeps up such a high standard, you really have no hope. Also, don't mention that damn Zhang family anymore, or I'll turn around and leave now. On the other side, Li Hongqiu also said worriedly, Taozi, our lives are so miserable. What kind of magical combination is this? Li Hongqiu's backup singer was Liu Taoqi, the niece of the company's manager Liu. When the company arranged this for him in the beginning, he actually refused in his heart. Qingyu Jie, an outsider, had Du Chao as her backing singer, but they arranged a newcomer who was even newer than themselves for him. But later I heard that Liu Qingyu had also signed with the company, and it was said that he was the top signing, so I gave up the idea and could only hope that my partner would be more reliable. Fortunately, the girl Liu Taoqi, although not talkative, is really good at singing, and the two of them have been getting along well these past few days, which is a blessing in disguise. I don't know how Sister Qingyu's new song will go. I'm so nervous. Liu Taoqi took the initiative to speak, which was rare. She was the first one to appear, and you'll soon find out. I've only heard her sing it briefly in the company's recording studio. It's a very good song. As for Jiyu Shaoshan, ever since he got the list, he has been staring at it with a frown. What's wrong? You're not a newcomer, why are you so nervous? Asked the Queen Wang Feifei, who made a comeback to sing backing vocals for Jiyu Shaoshan. It's nothing. I just didn't expect the other companies to fight so hard. It seems that this competition is not easy. Jiyu Shaoshan explained quickly. Wang Feifei was hired by the company with great difficulty, and I can't offend her. The company is supporting you now, what do you have to worry about? Although Qianhe has given great support to their little girl, Qianhe's focus is still on movies. When it comes to music, they are not as good as our Dingxin. Sister Feifei, what do you think of that Liu Qingyu? If her songs keep at that level, to be honest, you have no chance. Wang Feifei also became serious and continued. I have been singing for so many years and I have also written songs myself. I know better than anyone how good Liu Qingyu's songs are. If nothing unexpected happens, she will definitely have a place in the music world in the future. Chapter 27 Start. Soon it was Liu Qingyu's turn to perform first. Before she performed, the program team thoughtfully played a short video of cheering from her family and friends for the contestant. What Liu Qingyu didn't expect was that in her video, in addition to the cheers from Chen Mengting and Li Zhilong, the program crew actually went to the Shanghai orphanage. Looking at the little kids in the video, shouting, "Come on, sister, you are the best." Liu Qingyu laughed until her eyes were wet. The host also gave an introduction, saying that Liu Qingyu had outstanding creative talent and his singing level surpassed all the contestants. He advanced all the way with the best results and reached the finals. The words used were very exaggerated, especially since her teacher was sitting on the judges' panel, which made Liu Qingyu want to dig a hole through the stage with her toes. Soon, the stage was handed over to her and Du Chao. As the orchestra behind her began to play, she also began to quickly adjust her rhythm. The scattered moonlight passed through the clouds. Hiding from the crowd. The scales of the sea. Waves wet white skirt. Trying to push you back. The waves sing a lullaby. Delusion warms you. As soon as the song started, the melodious tune immediately drew the audience to the beach. Under the moonlight, a girl in a white dress was walking barefoot on the beach, step by step, towards the depths of the sea, with slow but firm steps. The waves brushed against her feet, as if trying to stop her from going any further. The visual was so obvious that several sensitive women covered their mouths unconsciously, as if they were afraid that something terrible would happen. Listen to the depths of the sea, whose wailing is guiding. The soul sinks into silence. No one woke you up. At this moment, everyone found that Liu Qingyu's song had changed. It was no longer about a sad woman, but instead had an indescribable sense of healing. While everyone was still savoring Liu Qingyu's melodious singing, Du Chao spoke. It was a very rare rap style, or it could be said that there was no rap at all in China. The sudden contrast made the 5 professors on the jury open their eyes wide. You like the salty smell of the sea breeze? Walking on wet gravel. You said people should return to the sea. You ask me where I will go. Does anyone love you? Can the world no longer? Although the lyrics are not many, they form a sharp contrast with Liu Qingyu's previous singing style, and the three-dimensional feeling of the whole song suddenly emerges. Before I could recover from the novelty of this rap, Liu Qingyu's voice took over again. Always like to put on a smiling face to those who are cold and indifferent. The people on the shore all had expressions of indifference on their faces. A flash in the pan. Everything turns to smoke. When have you ever seen such an arrangement? I was completely shocked and could only stare blankly at the 2 people on the stage performing fancy moves. Finally, the climax of the song came. Du Chao and Liu Qingyu looked at each other. Too late, too late. You laughed and cried. Too late, too late. I want to sing it for you too. Spring rain and summer cicadas. It will be a good day tomorrow. Autumn wind blowing and light snowflakes. For seasons are invisible under the sea. After the song Under the Sea was finished, the whole audience was silent. It was almost a minute later that thunderous applause broke out. In the lounge, all the contestants had complicated expressions. Especially when Ji Yuxiao was injured, Wang Feifei sighed deeply. I had overestimated her before, but I still found it surprising. With just these few songs, she has already established herself in the music industry. It seems that your biggest rival is really Liu Qingyu. Don't take it lightly. You are in a critical period of transformation. You don't want to be an idol for life, right? I have never heard of an idol being popular for more than 5 years. You have been popular for 2 years, right? I tell you, if you don't transform yourself into a talented person, you may never become a top star. This time, Ji Yuxiao did not respond. He just stared at the TV screen silently. No one knew what he was thinking. Li Hongqiu was much more relaxed. He had heard Liu Qingyu's song a long time ago and knew that he was no match for her, so he didn't feel much pressure now. On the other hand, Liu Xingguang looked despair after watching Liu Qingyu's performance. How come this woman is so powerful? She doesn't give anyone a chance to survive. Why are you so anxious? You have no way out. The same goes for other contestants. Many of them are already famous, but aren't they suffocating under her pressure? With this comparison, don't you feel much better? Friends began to comfort Liu Xingguang. Yes, it's not that we are incompetent, but that our opponents are too strong. After hearing what his friend said, Liu Xingguang felt relieved. On the stage, Liu Qingyu and Du Chao also had to accept comments from the judges. The first 4 judges all gave positive comments, except for teacher Liu Qingyu, who fell silent for a moment. After a long while, Professor Wang finally said, "Everyone says you sing well, but I have a different opinion." When Professor Wang said this, the audience fell silent, and even the other 4 judges turned to look at her in surprise. Liu Qingyu's singing skills are pretty good among professional singers. Everyone was guessing what Professor Wang meant by this. Could it be that he had some grudge against Liu Qingyu? Professor Wang, you are too harsh. In my opinion, Liu Qingyu's singing skills are good enough to be a professional singer. The first judge was named Li. He was a straightforward person and could not help but refute Professor Wang. You think it's good because you compare her with others. I think her singing is not good because she has not improved at all compared to before, but has regressed a bit, said Professor Wang, then turned his head and looked at Liu Qingyu on the stage. You can sing better. You really haven't made any progress in the past 2 years. Have I given back everything I taught you? After hearing this, everyone suddenly realized that it was the teacher who was teaching the students, so there was no problem. The other judges immediately started watching the show, and even the other people in the lounge began to watch with great interest. Liu Qingyu lowered her head and dared not say a word. It was really this kind of class oppression that made her have no intention of resisting at all. Basic skills need to be practiced every day. How long has it been since you last practiced? I don't care how good the song you wrote is. This is the first game. If your singing skills don't improve in the next few games, you don't have to compete. Professor Wang's overbearing speech left everyone at the scene speechless. Although she was afraid, Liu Qingyu still said, "Teacher, I know I was wrong. I will try my best." This scene also made everyone in the lounge have different expressions. It's so scary, it turns out Sister Qingyu's teacher is so strict. Li Hongqiu said to Zhu Taoxi beside him with lingering fear. Liu Taoxi was speechless and could only nod in agreement. No wonder, I was wondering why Liu Qingyu was so awesome, it turns out the teacher is even better. Now, she has an extra singing test than the others, and it's a one-on-one invigilation test, I really couldn't help it. Liu Xingguang looked at Liu Qingyu, who was standing on the stage with her head down and looking aggrieved, and felt like the suffocating feeling in his chest was finally released. He was really miserable. He had been in the same group with Liu Qingyu since the first round. Among all the contestants, he suffered 2 more hits than others. Looking at the green fish that was being trained like a quail, I couldn't suppress the feeling of gloating in my heart. Backstage, Liu Qingyu rolled her eyes at Du Chao. Brother Du, you didn't even say a word for me, and you just stood there and watched me get scolded, right? Professor Wang has such an aura that I'm afraid if I open my mouth, she'll scold me too. What if I get scolded alone? It's better to be scolded alone than to be annihilated. You just don't have integrity. Okay, to be honest, I'm scared too. Chapter 28 The Most Beautiful Love Under the Moonlight. After the contestants left the stage, the show entered its next climax, the live draw. In each episode, the program team will select 50 candidate composers from the list of candidates voted by netizens, put them in envelopes and bring them to the scene. Then a live audience member is randomly selected to draw one of the 50 envelopes, which will be used as the theme for the contestants' creations in the coming week. Finally, the remaining 49 will be made public to prove that not all envelopes have the same contents. Doing this can greatly avoid the possibility of cheating. If someone wants to cheat, they can only find the 50 alternative contents at most. If you can really write a song for each of the 50 themes in advance as a backup, then you will deserve to win. As their host took out a thick bundle of envelopes, the audience in the audience became extremely excited. The audience raised their hands, hoping to be the lucky one to go on stage and draw lots. Their host then took out a glass box. The side facing the audience was completely transparent, and there were 10 ping-pong balls from 0 to 9 inside. The numbers are drawn 3 times, corresponding to the first, second, third and fourth digits, from 000 to 999, which is exactly the same as the number of audience members on site. Whoever gets the lottery ticket is the lucky one. It is a very ceremonial experience. Finally, audience member number 328 ran up to the stage with joy, took the envelope from the host and started scratching it. Finally, at their host's request, the envelope was opened and the themes created by the contestants for the next competition were loudly announced. Give me a beautiful love under the moon, from netizen Cheng Nanyuan. Looking at Liu Qingyu who was staring at the TV with a frown on his face, Du Chao asked tentatively, "What's wrong? This topic is not too unpopular, right? If it doesn't work, let the company think of a solution." Hearing Du Chao's words, Liu Qingyu said without even raising his head, "You don't understand my worries. The song is already in my mind. I'm thinking about how to deal with the teacher in the next competition. I have to sing a difficult song. Xiao Yuer, this is too much. The theme has just been announced and you already have a song. I have written a song on this theme before, so I have it ready-made." Liu Qingyu also felt that it was a bit outrageous that he was doing it so quickly, so he quickly made amends. "That's good. Now that you have a song, why are you still frowning? Practice your basic skills more these days. Your teacher is probably just motivating you. Don't take it seriously. Forget it, let's not talk about it anymore. Brother Du, let's get back to talking about the movie. Are you interested in being a producer? It's very lucrative." Du Chao was really speechless this time. You were frowning because of a song 1 minute, and then you jumped to a movie the next second. Isn't the span of your thinking too big? Didn't you say you would show me the script when you got back? You are just empty talk, and you think that you, Brother Du, can get something for nothing. Du Chao would not be fooled. The two of them were chatting happily in the lounge, unaware that the outside world, especially the internet, had already exploded. The song Under the Sea, sung by the two of them, immediately dispelled the rumors that Du Chao had cheated on Liu Qingyu. No one expected that Du Chao would be Liu Qingyu's backup singer. Previously, there were rumors that Du Chao was a scumbag. In fact, it was more of a joke from netizens. Who knew that reality would turn around so quickly? However, new rumors have emerged. It was the familiar gossip magazine that took the lead. Breaking news: Du Chao flirts with Liu Qingyu, will they finally get married? This report analyzes the relationship between the two from many aspects, and claims that the two actually had an ambiguous relationship a long time ago, regardless of how hard he tried to prove that Du Chao was a scumbag. Soon after, someone dug out spy photos of Du Chao filming on the set a few years ago. In the photos, the sun was scorching, but Du Chao was still wearing his thick costume and was sweating profusely. A girl next to Du Chao handed him a bottle of water with a smile on her face. Looking closely, although the photo is not of high resolution, the girl handing over the water looks like a catfish. So netizens said that the case had been solved. It turned out that the two had been secretly in love and had been together for several years. It was estimated that this joint appearance was just a warm-up before the official announcement. In the hotel, Sister Hua became excited immediately after seeing what happened online. I took out my phone and started making arrangements. Soon, many more accounts joined the discussion, and even released a few new photos. Du Chao is still the protagonist in the photo, but anyone with a sharp eye can spot the presence of green carp in the photo. These photos were certainly not taken secretly. Just like the first one, they were taken in the same crew. They were just picked out from the crew's own documentary and were deliberately blurred, making it look like they were taken secretly at first glance. Hype CP. This set of tactics is too familiar to Hua Jie. It would be a pity not to take advantage of such a good opportunity now. If this promotion goes well, not only will the attention paid to Liu Qingyu increase dramatically, but even Du Chao may be able to make further progress. As for Liu Qingyu and Du Chao, they were still waiting in the lounge. Liu Qingyu was so bored that he simply picked up a pen and paper and started writing a song. When Du Chao saw Liu Qingyu's actions, he didn't dare to say anything. He just stretched his neck to read what Liu Qingyu wrote, and while reading he beat the rhythm with his hands on his legs. Later, perhaps because he felt that using his hands was not enough, he started humming softly. It was okay to sing this song at the beginning, but when it came to the chorus, it was like a goose with its neck stuck, and its face turned red all of a sudden. Liu Qingyu also finished writing. He turned to look at Du Chao, whose face was red and his neck was thick, and joked, "Brother Du, what are you doing? Why do you make yourself look like a cooked seafood? What kind of song is this that you wrote? Isn't it too difficult? It won't work if it's not difficult. You've heard what the teacher said. If I don't make it a little more difficult, how am I going to pass the next round?" Liu Qingyu also looked helpless. "This is extremely difficult. Are you sure? Don't make any mistakes, otherwise it will make things worse." Du Chao was really doing this for Liu Qingyu's own good. "It's hard to hum this song by myself, let alone imagine what it would be like to sing it on stage. It's okay. I did slack off a bit. I'll pick up the basics in the next few days. There shouldn't be any problem. You have to believe in my ability." Seeing Liu Qingyu's confident face, Du Chao didn't know what to say. Instead, he said, "Tell me more about your plan, and I'll think about it carefully." The two were chatting enthusiastically when the familiar staff member knocked on the door again. This time he brought specific information about the next competition, which would be held in a week, but a soundtrack would be produced, so the score had to be submitted 1 day in advance. In other words, the contestants only have 6 days to write songs, which is very tight. However, this is not a big problem for Liu Qingyu. The most time-consuming part for her is translating the song into music score, but it should be done in 2 days. She is now concentrating on conceiving her debut film, thinking about how to shoot the film in the shortest time possible, preferably during the competition. Because after the competition, she will most likely be arranged by Sister Hua to film a TV series. If I have a decent movie by then, I can justifiably refuse to play a brainless Mary Sue, so I have to race against time.